Hello everyone, I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot. Hope you're doing well. These are your angel messages as well as a mini tarot reading for the week of December 27th, 2025. I will begin with Aries, work my way around the zodiac wheel, ending at Pisces. Timestamps, as always, will be in the description box. I've set the intention of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, so you're welcome to look at any or all of them. If you're not sure what your placements are, also in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Take a look at that site and then just come back here and click on the timestamp for the respective placement or placements that you wish to view. At the end of this reading, I will do a collective general reading for everyone watching. What else was I going to say? Oh, speaking of collective, this is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, don't get upset. It just means that one message is meant for someone else watching. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't. Be sure to check out your other placements. And if you are interested in learning more about the new Time Traveler membership-based program that I have available, you can also find that information in the description box below. With all of that said, let's begin. Hello, Aries. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Your angel number is 25. You have a great ability to take in and process information, both on the conscious as well as the subconscious levels. Your curiosity is endless, and your desire to dive deep into a variety of subjects will bring you the immense awareness of the world. This week, my dear, you are intelligent. Message from the universe. If you want to be more successful in life, your priority should be to focus your mindset on all that you want to attract into your life. Trust that more is happening, more than what you can see. Many forces are at work in your favor. Allow them to help you. Message from your spirit guides. Choice. You're being asked to make a choice that you have been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you will take. Listen to your intuition, eliminate everyone else's input, and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. Message from Archangel Michael. Take control of your thoughts. Card number 31. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. And your Moonology card here for the week, meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. Seems to be a little bit of a recurring theme here for the Aries collective on my channel, that there's clearly a decision here that you need to make. Now, for some of you, it's been the same decision or choice you've needed to make all year long. For others of you, it's just another monumental, life-changing decision here that you need to make. There's something here about you prioritizing your happiness over someone else's. I don't think that's what many of you have been doing. And so now that this new choice or new path in life has presented itself to you, I almost feel like it's like you versus guilt is the feeling that I get here. And so your message here this week seems to be you need to take control of those thoughts, kind of, I don't want to say eliminate them, but put them on the back burner, as well as the emotions that are involved in respect to like guilt or something like that. You really need to meditate and contemplate. I feel like this needs to be an intuition, overhead, over heart decision for you. Tell me more about this here for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Three of Swords, and we have Temperance. Bottom of the deck, you have Page of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Moon. There you go. The Knight of Pentacles holds the Ace of Pentacles, and I think we saw something similar about 2 weeks ago in the collective reading as well for you. There's a decision here you need to make. There's some type of heartbreaking aspect to making this choice or decision, and it could be in guilt. It could be rooted in the belief that, well, if I move on to A, I'm leaving B, which is true. Usually some new endings come as a result of something else ending. But you have Temperance here. You have Archangel Michael. And so in this card here, the message from the universe where it says many forces are at work in your favor, allow them to help you. I would pray to Archangel Michael this week in respect to this decision here that you need to make, which not only has you very much up in your head, but with that Moon card tells me it's a very emotional decision for you as well. And we see that with that Three of Swords. Tell me about this opportunity here for Aries. What is this opportunity that the Knight of Pentacles has brought forward or will be bringing forward for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus? Let's get one more shuffle here. The Knight of Pentacles is being clarified by the Four of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups. Well, if you were to listen to your heart, and I'm not saying you should, because I feel like the message very strongly here is intuition over head over heart, but your heart is calling you in this new direction. I don't know who this soulmate is to you, whether this is a professional individual in respect to like a career choice you need to make here, or whether it's a platonic connection, like with an acquaintance, a friend, or a family member, or maybe if it is romantic in nature in respect to a love partner. You have an opportunity here on the table that you feel could lead to the Ten of Cups, meaning it would make you very emotionally content to move forward on this path, to accept this choice or opportunity. But you're also very cognizant of the fact that it would change your life. Because typically the way I look at the Four of Wands card is like the 1111 portal. We have the Ace of Wands, which is that opportunity. The Two of Wands is the decision point. The Three of Wands is on moving forward. And once we add all of those up, the 3 plus 2 plus 1, we get 4. And usually when we're making a decision that is that significant, I'm not talking about whether or not you're having Chinese or Italian food for dinner tonight, but when we get to that Four of Wands and we move in that direction, yes, it drastically changes our life. And those are some big monumental decisions, right? When you graduate from high school, what do you do with the rest of your life? Do you go to trade school? Do you travel the world? Do you just, do you get a job, which is okay? Do you work the family farm? Do you go to university? These are big decisions in life, to get married, to not get married, to get a divorce, to have children, not to have children, So usually when we make these significant decisions, which it appears the Aries collective has been struggling with for a while, you are aware and you are intelligent enough to know, yes, it would drastically change my life, but emotionally you feel a calling to whatever this is. Five of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, but there's some internal conflict here with accepting that opportunity. And I feel for some of you, it could be guilt, or it could be this sadness of, yes, to move in this direction means I need to leave something or someone else behind. Tell me about the Three of Swords here for the Aries collective. Tell me about this Three of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Three of Swords is the Ace of Wands. Remember I said we start with the Ace of Wands, the 2, the 3, and then the 4. You have the Strength card, and you have the Five of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, again, the Ten of Cups shows itself. So again, you know that if you were to move in this direction, which you feel would make you emotionally content or add to the emotional contentment you already have in your life, it would require you to have the strength and courage and perseverance to leave something or someone else behind, to abandon it, to leave it out in the cold, to reject it. And you seem to have an internal conflict here about whether or not you can really do that. So you have Temperance here. You have Archangel Michael. Now, Temperance is Sagittarius energy, and that is one of your fellow fire signs. And although Sagittarius can move when it wants as quickly as you do, Temperance itself in tarot is actually it's like a slow burn. So it is telling you that movement here is possible, but you need to maybe move at a steady pace or not make any reckless or drastic decisions at this time, or drastic moves at this time. Temperance is also associated with Archangel Michael, and I feel like at this time that is one of the archangels that you could be praying to for support and assistance. Tell me more about this here for Aries. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Four of Swords, we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I would collaborate, right? The Three of Pentacles is about collaboration. I would collaborate with your ancestors, your spirit guides, your archangels, whatever deity or deities that you believe in, to help heal you here, to heal this wound that you have within you where you, I don't know, feel bad or feel guilty or something like that in respect to leaving something or someone behind. So I think healing comes to the Aries collective, that Four of Swords, the healing here, healing this, whatever wound is, by you communicating and collaborating with Source. I think that would be very beneficial here to you at this time. Can we get any closing messages here for Aries this week? Any closing messages here for Aries? One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Page of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, and you have the Moon. Bottom of the deck, you have Eight of Swords, King of Swords, and Six of Wands. Aries, I kind of feel like your closing message here is that you can move slowly. Again, the Page of Wands moves slow. The Page of Wands is the minor arcana card to the Fool card. So we're kind of ready, right? In the energy of being ready to move forward. But again, it's not taking that full leap of faith. So just move slow as you move towards this, this pathway. To be quite honest with you, when I see the Eight of Swords to the King of Swords to the Six of Wands, I think you already know the decision that you want to make here. I think you already know the path that you want to take. The only thing you seem to be struggling with are maybe some fears, doubts, or anxieties linked to leaving something or someone behind. But, oh, there we go. I think it'll be a matter of time, possibly as you get closer to your season, Aries season, which is really only a couple of months away. We have the Queen of Wands and the Fool card. So I think for right now, your message here is to like go slow, continue to discover things that will make you happy. I also think there's something here about if you can work on your self-worth issues, that might give you more of the courage or strength you need to move in this direction by the time we get to your season. That's what I have for you, Aries. Those are your angel messages as of December, or the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And don't forget to check out the description box for information on how you too can become a time traveler. With all of that said, have a great week, and I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Taurus. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Your angel number, 99. It is time to get to work on the realization of your soul's mission in this life. You have a higher purpose that is yours and yours alone, and only you can fulfill it. Unleash your true power. This week, Taurus, you are courageous. Message from the universe. What's meant to be yours is already making its way to you. What was never yours is starting to flee from you. With time, it will all make sense. For now, bear the confusion and focus on living fully in the present. Don't let your whole life be, I'll be happy when blank happens. Learn to be happy now. Message from your spirit guides. Presence. You're being asked to spend more time in the present moment and to stop ruminating about the past or longing for the future. Your life is happening right now. And when you're not present for it, you can miss all of its beauty. Message from Archangel Michael. Be the real you. Card number 6. Your greatest power comes from being who you truly are. Don't let anyone sway you from expressing your authentic self. And your Moonology card here for the week. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Okay. Well, nines in tarot are very singular energy. So I think a lot of this has to do with you finding happiness within, you being present in the moment and being happy or grateful for all that you are, and for all that you have, and for all that you contribute to your own empire, right? As the Empress, as you are ruled by Venus. But I want to say that nines also talk about an ending, or nearing an ending, or nearing completion. So I feel like there's a cycle here in your life that is closing out. You're on the precipice of a new cycle here beginning. And I think in this time period between the old cycle and the new cycle, in the interim period, I think what you need to focus on is you and your happiness and being authentic to you and being very present in the moment, and not focusing so much on what worked or didn't work in the past, or what is closing out for you now, or even the anticipation of what the future will bring. I think your real happiness, at least for this week, is for you to focus on the present moment. Tell me more about this here, please, for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Tell me more about this here for Taurus. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Okay. The Hangman came out. You have the Hanged Man. You have the Page of Swords. And you have the Moon. The bottom of the deck, you have the Fool. There's your new beginning, your new cycle beginning. 9 of Wands and the 2 of Cups. You have a new beginning in partnerships. I don't want to say romantic, although that card says romantic, because the fact is it's a collective general reading. So I don't know what this is for you. Professional, platonic connections, or maybe for some of you, yes, it very well could be romantic. There's something here in the present moment. I feel like I've tapped into a group of you. You're sort of caught in between worlds. You have your former cycle or current cycle closing out, albeit slowly. And then you have this anticipation of this new cycle. And there could be some I don't want to say remorse here. I'm not feeling remorse. I'm feeling more like a little bit of an anxiety, a little bit of excitement about the new cycle, but also moving slowly towards it. Some trepidation, some nervousness, some anxiety, maybe a little fear, a tiny touch of doubt here. And of course, that's common, right? Because when our emotions are sitting in the moon, if you think about the moon at night, except for the one time a month where you have a full moon or a super full moon and it's fully charged and very bright, typically it's quite dark at night. We really can't see that far ahead. And so I feel like this is you right now in the Page of Swords. It's like you are stuck between this world that's kind of lingering and closing out, and then this new world here before you that you, again, have some excitement for, but at the same time, you are a bit, a little anxiety filled in respect to it as well. Let's clarify the Hangman. What is closing out here for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus? Clarify the Hanged Man here, please. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Page of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords, and you have the King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, you have Eight of Cups. So something is closing out. You have already begun emotionally disengaging from whomever or whatever this is. Could be a work environment, a living situation, or a connection in your life. Like I said, a friend, a family member, or a lover. The Eight of Cups, the Hermit, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is a very good time in this reflective mode, I think, Taurus, for you to really do some soul searching and figure out who you are and who you want to be, and who are you truly in respect to being authentically you and not part of anything that maybe contributed to who you were here in the past. So something's closing out for you. Could be work related, could be a long-term partnership here. But it's almost like while you're emotionally disengaging and you're in this in-between space, in the hermit space, in hermit zone, as I forgot who I was watching, one of the tarot readers, and she was like, you're in the hermit zone. I was like, I kind of like that, because the hermit zone does talk about going within and doing some soul searching and some introspection, and now figuring out where do you want to plant this next seed, this Knight of Pentacles. It is the most dependable knight, right, in tarot. And so it's kind of like, as this is ending, how and where do you want to, plant this new seed in the future? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Page of Swords. I have to be honest with you. I think whatever this was, you were almost like enmeshed with it, is the feeling that I'm getting. And now it's almost like clarity is coming to you. Like, oh my God, I really don't like that. I really don't like this. I really do like this. I remember when I was going through my separation, and I'm not saying this is what you're going through, but you're clearly or something is clearly exiting your life. When I was going through the separation, I remember afterwards when I started to live on my own, there were things that I thought I liked, but I didn't really like them, right? They weren't actually authentic to me. They were authentic to the marriage I was in. And as I began to live more on my own, and I was able to get reacquainted, I was able to learn more, right? Page of Swords, learn more about what I truly do like and what I truly do not like. And that went from everything to the foods I eat or the company I keep or even the TV shows that I watch. So I feel like there's something here that you are exiting that almost played a role in who you are, but isn't exactly defining who you truly are. So there is something here in this Page of Swords energy, Taurus, for you to learn who you are now. Because who you are now is very different than who you were when you entered, whatever occupation that is, or living situation, or partnership. Tell me more about the Page of Swords here for Taurus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Page of Swords is clarified by the High Priestess, the Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles, where you're planting that seed, Tower. It's really important, Taurus, for you to know who you are, what you want, what you like. So as you move forward, you can be authentically you. So I would spend time, and I'm not saying you have to spend 24 hours a day now, but as the Merchant here in the Six of Pentacles, they, give a couple pentacles here and a couple pentacles there. So certainly I'm telling you to continue investing in and nurturing, yourself and your pets and your plants and your job and your other connections, but reserve some pentacle resources for time. Pentacle doesn't always have to equate to money or love. It can equate to time as well. In fact, time is our most precious pentacle resource. So I would allocate just a little bit of time this week, maybe a little bit every day, or maybe you have a few hours on the weekend that you can actually say, these are my 2 or 3 hours I'm going to think about And I would strategize. And maybe start making lists, whether you actually want to physically write them out, or you're just going to use your tablet or your, a laptop or your cell phone device. I would start to make a list about all the things that you truly like and all the things that you don't like. I feel like there's a lot here buried within you, in the High Priestess energy that has not come out to the surface. I don't really think people know the true authentic Taurus of December 2025. And it's definitely time here for you to not only be the real you, but your first step here is to get acquainted with the real you. And with Virgo energy here being in the Knight of Pentacles, and which is all about strategy and planning and writing lists, right? Virgo is the list maker of tarot. I would start to make a list about what you like and what you don't like. And so you have a better a better understanding of what you want in your future. And so when you go out to plant that seed, you will be sure to plant the seed that is authentic to you and the future that you see for yourself. I feel like you're shedding away or leaving behind an old part of yourself that was enmeshed with whomever or whatever that is. The moon. And this could even be, it doesn't have to be relationship focused as well, Taurus. This could be in terms of a job. You may be leaving a career path, a particular industry that you've been in for quite some time. And now is a good time for you to think about what would you like to do in the future? You don't have to stay in the same industry. You could explore out of it. You could be a little bold and brave. You have that right after everything that you've been through. So even like that, you can just start writing down the skills that you have, the skills you would like to have, the occupations that are intriguing to you that you would like to learn more about. This is a great week for you to start. I would say it's a great week to start making lists. And figure out who you are today. And I think that will help you then decide who you want to be tomorrow and where you're going as well. Tell me about that moon card here for Taurus. Why is the moon here? Let's get one more shuffle. Thank you. The moon is clarified by the King of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. I like this. Four of Swords. So yes, in this period of retrospection, meditation, pausing. Wow. Pausing before the World card. Pausing before the ending here. And possibly for some of you, this ending is wrapping up. Maybe by the end of the year. Sometimes I see the World card in terms of timing, like an actual calendar. So there is something here about you going within and really knowing yourself, because you are about to move forward in 2026. Your life will be very different. Some of you are traveling. Some of you will be relocating. Some of you are completely changing your jobs, possibly in that Queen of Wands energy, even becoming your own entrepreneurs. And I feel like these are all the things you're not quite seeing yet, but are on the horizon. So yeah, this is definitely a good week here for you to start making some list and getting reacquainted with who you are. Can we get 3 cards here? Closing messages for Taurus. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Ace of Wands. Everything I said is the truth. The Three of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Start figuring it out today. You have the King of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and Judgment. I think whatever this is, you already know that in time you will become free, single, independent of it. And again, could be work, could be a particular relationship in your life. In this interim time, Taurus, it's really important for you to figure out what sets your soul on fire. What do you want to pour your pentacle resources into? Your love, your money, as well as your time. And this is a good week for you to start piecing all of that together. So when you do move forward in that Six of Swords, you know exactly where you're going and what field you'll be planting that new seed in. That's what I have for you, Taurus, for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And don't forget to check out that description box for information on how you too can become a time traveler. Until I read for you again, Taurus, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Gemini Twin Gang. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your angel messages for the week of December 7th, 2025. Your angel number, 15. Your love for others is powerful, and you are able to spread your gift of support far and wide. Your curious and social nature brings you in contact with a variety of people, all who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. This week, my dear, you are wise. Message from the universe. Things will be turned in your favor. People who were against you all of a sudden will be for you. What was your reading for this week? Hide your wallet. Hide your wallet. Ideas, creativity, promotion, and contracts will come into your hands soon. Message from your spirit guides, compassion. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself and to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaster, I'm telling you, Mercury retrograde, post shadow just wanted to kick me in the teeth there. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, and a horrible friend, be a loving comforter to yourself and always have your own back. Message from Archangel Michael. Trust the guidance that you are receiving. Card number 35. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so that you can trust your divine guidance. And your Moonology card here for the week. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. What do I feel like I've tapped into a group of you where you are exhausted? I feel like you're exhausted because you have been giving to others so much. Maybe you're giving too much time. Maybe you're giving too much compassion. Maybe you're just giving too much energy. It could be money or love. Hide your wallet. Could be money or love for some of you. Whatever it is, I feel like it's beginning to deplete your cup. It's really important here for you to spend this week doing things, this time to give rather than take. I feel like that's for you. It's time for you to give yourself something, because I think you have a lot of takers in your life, Gemini, in respect to time and energy. And there's something here about you needing to recharge yourself this week. What is this all about here for Gemini? You have some new stuff coming. And there's something here about you practicing some self-care this week, so you're ready for what is coming in the near future. What is this all about here for Gemini? What is this all about? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Four of Cups, Ten of Swords, and the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit, the Lovers, and the Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. You have something big coming, and there's something here about, like, when it is presented to you, you can't be stooped down at the stump of the tree there, and you know the universe is bringing in the Ace of Cups, and you're like, I'm too tired, I can't today, I'm depleted, I just dealt with so and so yesterday, and blah 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 the day before, and so borrowed $20 from me last week, and they haven't paid me back, and they probably never will. When this new opportunity comes, and again, I don't know what this is for you, an idea, creativity, a promotion, a contract, could be a love offer. There's a need here for you to not be in the Four of Cup energy. You need to have some motivation here. I feel like you're a bit depleted in that Ten of Swords. Now, astrologically, for a Gemini to get the Ten of Swords, I always say, is it the greatest feeling card? No. Realistically, it is the worst card in our suit. I see it as the worst card in the minor arcana portion of tarot. But for us, it's not that bad, because astrologically, it's the Sun in Gemini. So things can't get any worse than this. And that's why it's so important right now that you recharge your batteries, Gemini, because you do have something, you have something new coming in. Tell me about the Four of Cups here for Gemini. Tell me about the Four of Cups here. Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune. Both of those cards are Sagittarius energy. So in Sagittarius season, which we only have about 2.5 weeks left, you have something new coming in. And it's important for you to be recharged and ready to go. Tell me about this Four of Cups here for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Pentacles. It's a gift. It's a little gifty. If you did the work, and I think your monthly reading was something like, if you did the work, you have a gift coming in, something to that effect. And I said, for those of you who didn't do the work, this is the time to do the work. So there's a gift here coming in. Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. You cannot be in this energy when this comes in. Magician, this is something that you manifested. It's coming in quickly. Magician to the Eight of Wands to the Death card. This will transform your life. What's behind the Death card? Three of Wands. Something you've been waiting for. Something you've been wanting. Some opportunity, some person. I don't know what this is for you. An idea, a creative venture. There's something here that's going to spark the ignition in the engine of the Gemini collective. And when this gift comes, you cannot be sitting in Four of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and Nine of Swords. Ten of Swords. Tell me about the Ten of Swords here. Otherwise, it's almost like you'll have no motivation to accept it or go after it. So definitely a lot of self-love is needed here this week for the Gemini collective. Tell me about the Ten of Swords. I see 3 birds. So for some of you, that could be like 3 weeks or within the next 3 weeks. So there's some news arriving within the next 3 weeks. Again, that would be Sagittarius season. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's something new. Some new creative idea, venture, relationship, partnership, contract, new job. Ace of Cups. You have, shut up. You have 2 of the 4 aces here. Page of Cups, the messenger, the deliverer. So you have something here coming in. Empress, Page of Wands, and 2 of Cups. You have the Devil. This is going to get the better of you. You either won't have the excitement because you'll be too tired to do it, or you'll be like, yeah, that's a great idea, but I have no motivation to do it. There's a need here for you to go after this Ace of Wands, whatever it is, whether it's an idea you have to learn something new, maybe like tarot, pick up the guitar, learn a musical instrument, launch your own business, put yourself out there to meet a new person. Like whatever this is, you will be called within. You will feel that intuitive hit like, oh, I really need to do this. But if you don't have the energy, or you are of a lack mentality, you won't have the desire to move towards it. And then that 4 of Cups becomes a missed opportunity. So you have something new coming in over the course of the next 3 weeks. King of Swords, whether you're masculine or feminine, this is your energy. And if you've ever seen my readings before, I have said that for me as a reader, the queens exist in the present. All 4 queens are forged through fire, and they exist in the present based upon the experiences they had of their respective suits, starting from the ace up to the knight. And all of those ups and downs is what makes that queen for her suit the queen she is. So queens exist in the present in respect to their past, what they've gone through, their triumphs, their successes, as well as their failures. The king is, and it's not hierarchical and it's not masculine versus feminine at all, but the king is the top tier of their respective suit. And kings take action. There's something about you will need to take action, or you should take action when this comes in. Trust the guidance you're receiving. Trust the messages right now that I'm channeling for you. There's something here about you being mentally prepared and ready for when this comes in, because you will need to act. If you don't act, and I've said it before in my readings, you don't have to take every exit that, a God or the universe puts on that highway of life that you're on. But once you pass the exit, you can't go back. And I feel like this is something you don't want to miss. Tell me about the King of Swords energy here for Gemini. Yeah, it says it will come into your hands. Well, when it comes into your hands, what are you going to do? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The 4 of Wands. This is a life-changing decision, idea, contract. 4 of Wands, 8 of Wands, and the Fool. Look, there's no magic here. There's no AI. There's no CGI. It's really me, Jen, in New Jersey. This is truly my attic workspace. It's all real, people. No magic here. You will need to act on this. For some of you, it's coming in within the next 8 days. For others of you, within the next 3 weeks. There's a new beginning here for you. And it could be career, finance, love and romance, or something else. Could be the opportunity to move or travel. But if you are not prepared, then you could very well miss it or not have the desire to move towards it. You could be like, I'm not. Yeah, that's a great idea, but I don't feel up to it. It would be a missed opportunity. It would change your life. The Ace of Wands, and I was saying this in one of the other signs that I read for, the Ace of Wands is the opportunity. That's all it is. They're opportunities. You don't have to take every opportunity. But the Ace of Wands then takes you to the 2 of Wands. There's your why point, your decision point. I'm going to take it or I'm not going to take it. The 3 of Wands is on moving forward. Once you move forward, you get into the 4 of Wands. 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. And it then becomes a life-changing decision. You move through the 1111 portal and something drastically changes in your life as a result, because you've now taken a new exit off the highway. You are now on a new path, a new adventure with new people and new sights and new sounds and new experiences, for good or for bad. And this would be very good. You have the Ace of Wands and you have the Ace of Cups. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. You have the 3 of Pentacles, you have Strength, and you have the Queen of Wands. Whatever this is, it will require you to collaborate. Collaborate with the universe, collaborate with another individual. You need to have the strength and perseverance, as well as the courage to move forward with this idea, or again, whatever this is that's coming in for you. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. Be wise. I just saw the 8 of Cups, which is now, it's a card of movement on the path to the 9 of Cups. I think this could potentially make you very happy. I do think you're wise, and I hope that you take heed of this message. I know as a Gemini sun, I will be. This is the week to rest. I'm not saying take the week off from work or let your house become dirty and not clean your cat's litter box. So I'm not saying any of that, but you need to make time to be compassionate towards yourself. All right, 3 cards here, closing messages for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Cups. What did I say? When you leave the 8 of Cups, you're on the path to the 9. When you're in the 9 of Cups, which is very singular, I'm happy, me, myself, and I, then the Ace of Cups comes in. And when you take 9 plus 1, you get 10. So for most of you, this is a collaboration with another individual. And again, could be work-related, business partnership, a mentor, a teacher that you're learning something from. And yes, for some of you, it could be love. You have the 7 of Wands, and you have the Ace of Swords. If you're not clear-minded, if you're not ready to go, if you're not taking this little bit of pause here in the Hangman energy, you very well could block this opportunity by simply not having the enthusiasm to learn it, do it, move towards it. So I would utilize this week, possibly the next 3 weeks, to prepare. 2026 will be revolutionary for the majority of the 12 zodiac signs. For Gemini, it is instrumental. Uranus is going to rock your world from April. Is it April of 2026? We had a little taste of it this year, but then it snapped back into Taurus. But when it comes back into our sign, it's there until 2033. It will be life-changing. Prepare, 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 because there's some new opportunity coming in, and I would hate to see you miss it. That's what I have for you, Gemini, for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like that message, it resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the description box below to learn how you too can become a time traveler. And until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Cancer. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Your angel number, 14. You are open-minded and always up to trying new things. Yet you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into them. This pragmatic approach helps ensure that your time, your attention, your efforts are meaningful. This week, my dear, you are practical. Message from the universe. No act of kindness is ever wasted. Some of the kindest people you will ever meet have been through hell and back themselves, including some of you watching. I've done your readings. I see what you've gone through. That strengthens their compassion and empathy. If this is describing you, I didn't even know the card was going to say that. If this is describing you, and it is, keep being the beautiful soul that you are. Message from your spirit guides. Ask for help. You are being asked to request help from another. You don't need to deal with this particular issue alone. There are many people who want to help you, but it is up to you to bravely ask for their support. It's a sign of strength to reach out. So do that today. Some of you are really struggling and you need help. You need help from a friend. You need help from a mentor. And now if you're watching this and you're saying, well, I don't have a lot of family and I don't have friends and I don't have a partner, you can ask for help by praying to the deity or deities that you believe in, your ascended masters, your archangels, loved ones who have passed on. You can go online. I point to my monitor as I say that. There are mentors that are out there that you can watch their videos, and that would be some type of inspiration or help or support for you. There are online forums that you can join. So there is accessible support and help for you, but you would need to go out there and find those support forums. You know what I mean? Find the mentors on those YouTube channels or whatever, medium that you want to use, or pray. But it's up to you you'll need to take the initiative to do this. Message from Archangel Michael. Be honest with yourself. Card number 5. All of your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth and then let Source take it from there. And your Moonology card here for the week. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. I love this. We actually have a full moon in your sign on January 3rd. You and your loved ones are safe. Some of you worry a little too much. And I understand that because you've been through hell. But these messages here are very clear that you need to, some of you are dealing with something pretty heavy here. Significant loss or grief, sadness, depression. If this isn't your message, no need to leave hateful comments in the comments section. It's clearly a message for someone who does need that help. So just check another placement. For those of you where this message is resonating, let's see what we have for you in respect to tarot. Can I get 3 cards here for Cancer in respect to this? And look, some of you need help. It might not be for grief or depression or anything like that. It could be you need to do something where you live. You know, you need work done on your car and you need someone to help you change that spare, you know, to change the tire out with the spare tire, or teach you how to do that, or help you do something in your home. I think there's just something here, whether it's like in the 3D world or it's emotional to you, or if it's a mental health issue, there's no shame in asking for help. I think that's the biggest message here. You're not weak for asking anyone to help you. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Devil, you have the 4 of Wands, and you have the Moon. Bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. There you are. Archangel Michael is with you. Ask for what it is that you need. One of the readings I did a while back, a person commented and said, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. God knows everything that we need all the time. Not necessarily. There are nearly 9 billion people on the planet. And how many times a day do we think to ourselves, oh, I would like that, I should do that, I would that. Can you imagine if that entity up there, every time 9 billion people on this little blue ball thought, I would like that or I should do that, they have to start moving around chess pieces to get that stuff done. And how chaotic the world would be. I wish I had another job. 10 minutes later, I wish I didn't. Oh, I wish he would call me. 10 minutes later, I don't want anything to do with him. Like, can you imagine how chaotic the world would be? So I always say, and this now moves me onto manifestation, because I think this is something that some of you really need to start practicing. Those 3 key points of manifestation is the ask. You have to be committed to this and say, this is what I want. And you have to be detailed in some respect. And then you can't just hope and pray for it. You can't sit home with your hands in your pocket and do nothing and not apply yourself, but then ask for a job. Like, it'll never come in. Again, there are chess pieces that have to be moved. For you to want a job, that means a job needs to become vacant. So whoever's occupying it needs to go elsewhere. They need to retire. They need to take a leave of absence, you know. They need to find another job, maybe start their own business. And if the seat doesn't have to be vacated, then it needs to be created. There's an employer out there that would need to create the position for you to occupy. And if you're starting your own business, you need to do a whole slew of things before you can occupy the position of business owner. So there are a lot of chess pieces that get moved around. And that's why I always say, yes, you have to ask. But then, as the magician, you have to say, okay, God, I have all these tools. This is what I can do. And I'm going to I'm going to show you that I really do want this. I'm going to work in concert. So as I'm doing the work, please move around those chess pieces for me. And every day I'm going to believe it's coming in, because I'm putting in the effort. And since I'm doing my part actively, I also believe that you're actively doing your part. And so there's something here that I do think you need to ask for help with what it is that you want. I don't think you can ask and do nothing. And I don't think that you can do everything yourself and not ask. Like, I think there needs to be a give and take here between you and source. And whatever this is, helping you grieve, okay? You can look up stuff online. I was just talking to my person last night. We were talking about his mom who passed away last year, and he's never really fully went through all of the stages of grief. And I said, well, maybe it's time for grief counseling, and I looked up some resources online for him. So you can ask for help, but then you also need to, like I said, like we did last night, look up some websites that could help him. So there's something like that here, because I don't know what the Devil here is for you. Tell me why the Devil energy is here for Cancer. But I feel like this is what you need help with. And that could be, like I said, memory, grief, Yes, the devil could be grief. If you're obsessively thinking about it and you're not fully healing, it can become quite toxic to you. So it could be a relationship. It could be something you need to do in your home that is pressing and important, but you're putting it on the back burner. So whatever that's representing for you, that's kind of what we need to work on conquering. Tell me more about the devil here for Cancer. Why is this here in their reading this week? And for some of you, it's just doubts, fears, and anxieties. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The devil is represented by the Four of Pentacles, keeping you stuck, holding you back from your new beginning and judgment. And you know this already, World card. Whew. You know this already. Whatever this is, mindset, pattern, procrastination, addiction, not healing yourself or working to heal yourself through grief or through loss. It's time that you be honest with yourself about what this is. And it could be overeating, overindulgence, smoking. I'm a smoker. I'm not shaming you. But there's something here at play. And what it is different for all of you. But it is keeping you stuck and stagnant. And it is preventing you from creating a whole new cycle here in your life. A whole new chapter where you are free of that addictive quality or addiction itself or toxicity. And at that point, you jump through the Four of Wands, which is the 1111 portal. Whole new chapter in your life. Now you're going to live as an individual who eats better. You're going to live as an individual who doesn't think those nasty, negative thoughts of themselves, you know. Now you're an individual who is smoke-free. Now you're an individual, you know what I mean, who is free of this. And I think you need to be practical about this. And I think you need to be real. I think you need to be honest with yourself and say, yeah, this is an issue. And hey, God, I'm going to need help with this because I would like to be free of it. I would like to have a chapter in my life where I am free of whatever this is. Tell me about the Four of Wands here. Ten of Cups. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. No AI here. No CGI. It's really me, Jen, in New Jersey, United States of America. This is my attic workspace in my Victorian home. 10 of Cups, 7 of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. I mean, Chariot. The new beginning comes in quick, but there is co-creation here that's needed. And there's something here about, like, you literally need to apply yourself to getting this done. You need to ask for the help. But then you need to do something like, I don't know if it was your reading or another reading that I did. The messages come in and leave so quickly sometimes for me. So I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But there's a project here that I, want to do in my house. And I don't have the money to hire someone. So I thought, well, I'm smart enough. I could DIY it, right? I could do it myself. But I can't just say to God, oh, God, I want to wake up tomorrow, and I want to be a master plasterer and fix all the cracks in my plaster walls downstairs. No, I'm going to have to turn to someone. I'm going to ask for help. Please give me the clarity of mind, give me the courage, give me the strength, right, in order to do this. But then I need to show them that I'm serious, right? Help me acquire the money I need to buy the tools, plaster, whatever it is that I need. But then I need to show them I'm serious. So I've already started bookmarking some videos on how to repair plaster in an old 1800s Victorian home. And so that is one of the things I'm going to do. So yeah, that would change my life a bit, right? When you walk into my house on the first floor, it's not going to look like a haunted house. I can actually make it look nicer. This is the only floor in my home that actually looks like really nice and is completely done. So yeah, it would change my life. And so there's something here for you that if you were to read this, doubts, fears, anxieties, toxicity, pattern, addiction, etc., you would be able to move forward towards it, and it would make you very happy, and it would open up a world of options and choices and possibilities. The Moon card, which is you. You are ruled by the moon. So I feel like if you do this, you come out on top. You're in your power if you're able to do this, and I have no doubt that you are. But this week is a good week. The first step here is for you to be honest with yourself and just identify what this is. And then next week, start to seek ways on how you can help yourself or connect with others who can help you to overcome it. Tell me about the moon. Yeah, because if you do that, you end the year truly in your power. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The moon Ace of Swords. Everything I said is the truth. Whenever I say something and the first card out is an ace, everything I said is the truth. Like the universe, double down on the message. King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Wow, the star. There's your wish fulfillment. So talk about being in your power in the new year, moving forward with clarity and peace of mind and being stable and working towards a future, moving towards a future of abundance, both emotional as well as financial. So get real this week for yourself. Identify that one toxicity. And look, none of us are perfect. If I had to literally take a pen and paper and write out my toxic traits or patterns or habits, I could probably rattle off 20 to 30. We're human. But the point is to be real with yourself and write them out. And then next week, just pick one that you're going to start working on. It will change your life and you will be a new you in 2026. But it all begins this week. That is what I have for you, my dear. Those are your messages. Actually, I want to get 3 more cards for you. I did that for the other signs, and it's only fair that I do that for you also. So can I get 3 closing messages here for Cancer? 3 closing messages here for Cancer. Yep. You have to be practical. You're not going to be able to make this change or all these changes overnight. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. One more shuffle here. Thank you. But you can make the list this week. Hangman. Pause. Take a little time and start writing that list. Hangman, Justice, and the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups, King of Wands, and the Lovers. I would make the choice to do this. I would make the choice and do this. I think it radically changes your life. I think you end up leaving a part of you behind in 2025 if you do this. Like in 2026, maybe you'll be eating better, or you leave behind, like I said, that toxic addiction or trait or the negative thinking. You know, this could be a diet regimen that you want to start. You know, maybe it's an addiction to candy like I have, you know. I would just be real with yourself this week and write it out, and then start looking for help as well as asking a source for help. I think you move into 2026 having a lot more confidence in yourself if you do this. And it could be like learning a skill like tarot as well, if you wanted to do that. And maybe you have some fears, doubts, or anxieties about your ability to learn something like that. So whatever it is, write it down. And next week, let's start working on that together, okay? That's what I have for you, Cancer. Now, those are your final messages for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like that message, resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the description box below so you too can find out how you can become a time traveler. Until I read for you again, my dear, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Leo. Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Your angel number, 1111. The universe is arranging people and experiences on your path to help you succeed and to help you wake up to who you truly are meant to be. This week, you are having an awakening. I'm pretty sure your monthly reading, as well as your full moon and Gemini reading this week, was about you having this new profound idea that you were going to move through or move towards. And as you move through that 1111 portal, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in your reading, that it would drastically change your life in 2026. Message from the universe. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Change comes from thinking thoughts you never thought before and showing up to meet them down the streets you have never walked before. Yeah, there's definitely something here, Leo, that in that reading, it was that you would either do something new or do something differently. Something that you have been doing, you would modify it or change it, and it would lead to an abundant amount of growth and transformation for you. Change. Oh my God, you cannot make this up. Change. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself or the outdated way you've been doing something will allow you to align with your true self. Message from Archangel Michael. 14. Have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from the disquieting feelings that have been holding you back. And your Moonology card here for the week. Oh my God. Don't let your past hold you back, South Node. You cannot make up this message. Something you have been doing. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but it's time to change the way you've been doing it. The way you've been dating, the way you've been showing up in a relationship. Could be an eating habit, exercise regimen, the way you've been conducting a business or showing up at work. There's something here. You're a little afraid to change it or modify it or learn something new. But if you came out of your comfort zone and did it, and I know that you're a fixed sign, so sometimes it's a little difficult, no offense, but if you can change this, yeah, your life changes as well. Tell me more about this here for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. The answers are not in the past. I look at that South Node icon here, and it's like a U-turn. And it's like, staying in the past, going back to the past, not the answer here. Tell me more about this here for Leo. One more shuffle. Thank you. 5 of Wands, the Lovers, and the 4 of Wands. Oh my God, the 1111 portal card, literally. So right now, you're internally conflicted about making a choice to do something differently. But if you did that, it would change your life entirely. Tell me about this internal conflict here for Leo, this 5 of Wands. And I think in your reading, for those of you who are not members and you didn't see it, something came up like, even if this is dating, well, when I date, I usually do it this way. I only do online, or I only do a dating app, or only go out into the 3D world. And it's like, no, change it up. Do a combination of the two, or do something different. Or I always go to this one place on Friday night at 8 o'clock with the hopes of meeting, a person. It's like, no, do it differently. Go somewhere else, or try joining a community group. You're probably assured that you will find someone there who has the same vision or likes, you know what I mean, or dislikes than you do, because they're part of the same organization that you're a part of. It could be in terms of learning some new technology, like incorporating ChatGPT or Grok or AI. And I'm not saying that you have to do everything AI. Look, I'm not a proponent of AI. I like that this is just me in my attic of my 1800s home. However, when I upload my videos to YouTube, it does give me the option of converting my video in 22 different languages. And you know what? I don't know 22 different languages. So if I want these messages to get out to more people, yeah, I'm gonna check that checkbox and say, okay, YouTube, you can AI generate a voice based on the closed captioning that comes from my video. And I meticulously go through the closed captioning, and I try to, correct words that are misspelled so they can be translated the best way for whatever audience they're going to. And suddenly now I have comments from people from Poland and Russia and Uzbekistan and South Africa who speak all different, types of languages. And it's like, wow, the messages now from source can reach more people. I decided to get out of my comfort zone. So there is something here where you can do like human content and maybe incorporate just a touch of AI to help you with whatever this is. Or try a new program, learn something new, some new technology. Or like I said, change up the way you date. Learn a new skill. Don't be afraid of this. 5 of Wands. Tell me about the 5 of Wands here. The card that came out of the deck, Queen of Wands. You can crush whatever this is. The Magician, oh my God, you have all the tools you need. Shut up. 2 of Swords. Don't block yourself from this. 8 of Pentacles, get to work. Learn how you can do whatever this is for you differently. Maybe some of you want to write a book, and there's some fear and anxiety, like no one will read it. It won't get published. Don't worry about no one will read it and no one will publish it. We'll figure that out later. Right now, start writing the book. Whatever this is for you, if you just changed it up a little, you would change your life drastically. You have all the skills you need. You are in possession of all 4 aces. So you can do this. And you have the fire and courage here in the Queen of Wands to be able to do it, whether you're masculine or feminine. Tell me about the Lovers card. Of course, it's a choice. And that is the beauty of having the divine gift of free will, right? We don't have to do everything. But if you did make the choice to do this, it would change your life. Tell me about this choice here for Leo. Tell me more about the choice. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Lovers card is being clarified by the 3 of Swords. Don't let your past hold you back. Past failures, past defeats. Page of Swords. Learn something new. The Emperor. Oh my God, take charge of your life. Take charge of your life, Leo, and do this. You can certainly do whatever this is. So let's say I'm speaking to a single Leo. And there's a party, it's like, I would really like to be vulnerable and get out there and meet a person. However, every time I did that in the past, it led to heartbreak. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't let the fear of the past change your mindset. I can and will meet someone. I'm going to do it differently this time. I'll go to different venues. I'll join a community group. Maybe I'll do a little bit of online dating, but I'm going to be smart about online dating, right? If you're looking for a long-term partner, then you shouldn't be on a dating app. That's for people who are just looking to do a quick hookup. If you want to just have a quick casual affair, hookup, then you go on that site. Don't go on some of these other sites that, are for individuals looking for long-term partnerships. So utilize the correct resources you need to achieve the outcome that you want. And don't be afraid to change things up or learn something new or do something differently. There's one of the tarot readers that I follow, and he's great. And he has an astrology channel now. And I'm not watching it sitting here like I'm a know-it-all and I know everything, because I've only been on YouTube for 18 months and I'm still learning. And there are some things clearly I'm doing right, because I'm close to 200,000 subscribers and it's all been organic. But I'm watching what he's doing, and I'm like, if he just did it a little bit differently, I mean, he's incredibly skilled. He would surpass my subscriber count in no time, in absolute no time. And so it's like, sometimes we can see what other people are doing, right? Because it's easy to be on the outside. It's easy to be what do they call that? A Monday quarterback or whatever. So yeah, it's easy to look at something someone already did and go, well, I would have did it differently. But it takes a lot to be able to sit there and go, well, what am I doing and how can I do it differently? It's very easy to critique other people. So I would look at whatever this is for you as if it were someone else doing it. That's the point of the message here today. And what's the advice that you would give that individual when it comes to launching the business, expanding their business, modifying their business, getting involved in some new community group or a creative endeavor or passion project? What advice would you give that individual? And I think that's the advice that you should be giving yourself. Four of Wands. Tell me about the Four of Wands here for Leo. Tell me about the Four of Wands here for Leo. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Four of Wands. I'm telling you, Eight of Pentacles. Get to work. Learn something new. Be an apprentice. Don't get out of this mindset of I can't go back to school, or I'm too old to do that, or I'm too young. Yeah, get to work. Eight of Pentacles, Six of Swords, so you can move forward in your life. Oh my God, Two of Cups. That came up in your reading also. I said there would be a new partnership as you moved in this direction, whether that is professional, platonic, or romantic. But it leads you to a new partnership. Doing whatever this is for you, it's kind of like when you're trying to do the same thing over and over again, you get the same result. You're trying to get a different result. That's the very definition of insanity. And it leaves you wounded and it leaves you weary. Oh my God. Nine of Wands, Five of Cups, Page of Cups, the new Wheel of Fortune. This is your time. Sagittarius season is your time. So figure out whatever this is for you. This could be something like a diet. Every time I want to lose 10, 20, 30 pounds, I do this diet regimen. But your body changes over time. And maybe that worked for you a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, but it's not going to work for you now. So do something differently. Explore something differently. Whatever it is, if you were to change it or modify it, it would drastically change your life. And it's for the better. And you meet some new people along the way. Let's get 3 cards here. Closing messages here for Leo. Closing messages here for Leo. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Eight of Swords, getting out of your head. The fear, the doubts, the anxieties. Seven of Wands. And the Ten of Cups. Don't block yourself. Don't let fears, doubts, and anxieties block you from something or some path here that would make you very emotionally content. Six of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the King of Cups. And possibly have love on the horizon as well for those of you who are single. So again, it could just be changing up how you meet people or how you date. Or, what do you use to meet new people? For some of you, this is love related. For others of you, this is in respect to your career and finance. So I would identify, I would look at whatever this is for yourself, right? It's unique and different for all of you. And say, if this was a friend doing this and they were coming to me and saying, I keep doing the same thing and this is the result that I want, but I'm not achieving the result, what would you tell them? I think that's the advice you have to give yourself. And if you can take the advice that you would want your best friend to take, if you were to give it to them, I think it changes your whole life. But it all starts this week. that is what I have for you, Leo. Those are your messages for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And don't forget to check out the description box so you can learn how you too can become a time traveler. With all of that said, I hope you have a fantastic week. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Virgo. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Angel number 444. Trust your journey. Trust the way your life unfolds, and trust that you are where you need to be in this present moment. This week, my dear, you are protected. Message from the universe. I know that you have been questioning yourself lately and wondering if you are good enough or strong enough to do that which your heart desires to do. This message is here to remind you that you really are more capable of doing this than you realize. So rise up and take that leap of faith. Message from your spirit guides. Resolution. Whatever it is that you have been struggling with is about to be resolved. Remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh will bring relief. Message from Archangel Michael. Stay the course. Card number 29. Do not panic. You are not on the wrong path. You are just having a bumpy start. Learn from your experiences and keep going. And your Moonology card here for the week. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Stay the course. Resolution is coming. Don't give up on this. This dream, this wish, this goal, something you have been working on. Finding a job, launching a business, learning a skill, reconciling with an individual. Have the faith. Keep the faith. Stay the course. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. And you are a mutable sign. Okay. This journey, this path that you're on is protected. Tell me more about this here for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 4 swords, strength, and the hermit. Wow, I love when I see a zodiac sign come out in their power here. Bottom of the deck, temperance, page of swords, ace of cups. Learn something new, do something new, stay the course. Whatever this new is here that you have identified, it might be difficult at times, but don't give up. You have all the strength and courage and perseverance you need within you. Okay, tell me about the 4 swords. Because some of you could just be feeling tired and exhausted, like, this will never happen. This will never happen. I'll never do this. I'll never meet this person. I'll never reconcile with this individual. Tell me about the 4 swords here. Thank you. Judgment, the 8 of swords, and temperance. Wow. I would pray this week to Archangel Michael for whatever this is, because it says you are protected, and then we have Archangel Michael here. So whatever these doubts, fears, insecurities are that you have within you, I think there's no shame here in saying to God, I can't handle this alone. I can't handle this alone. I need some help with this. I need some help with figuring out what to do or what direction to take. Or I need some help here in terms of strength or courage. Tell me about the strength card here. Speaking of strength. Some of you just need to quiet your mind, which I know you're ruled by Mercury, and sometimes that isn't always easy. And I know this firsthand. I'm a Gemini, and I too am ruled by Mercury. So maybe for some of you, it's just asking God to kind of quiet your mind a little bit. Maybe some meditation here would help for you. Tell me about the strength card here for Virgo. One more shuffle. Thank you. Empress. Stepping into your power. 4 cups and a 9 of cups. Bottom of the deck, 7 of cups. I don't know what this is for you, but I feel like if you don't continue to move forward with it, it becomes a missed opportunity. Ten of Swords becomes a missed opportunity. I don't know what the dream, the wish, or the goal here is. Some of you are about to give up on it. What is that? Tell me a little bit more about this. Tell me a little bit more about this. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Chariot. The Eight of Wands. You got the fastest card, second fastest card in the deck, Hierophant. I mean, the Hierophant could be anything. It could be long-term partnership. Some of you are like on the precipice of giving up the effort to find someone. And you're just like, well, I'm going to be single and alone for the rest of my life and, you know, grow old with 24 cats. I have nothing against cats. I love my Samuel. And I had 7 at one point many, many years ago. But there's something like that. There's something like that here. I don't know what the Hierophant is for you. Learning a skill to launch your own business, being successful, opening up your own corporation, getting a job and working for someone else, going back to school, attaining an education. Whatever it is, it comes in very quickly. It comes in very quickly, provided you stay the course. If you give up on whatever this Hierophant is, then it becomes a missed opportunity. Like maybe that class isn't offered again, or you miss out on, you know, what you would perceive to be the job of a lifetime. Or if you were to just stop dating right now, you would miss out on finding your person. And it doesn't mean you won't find them in the future or another person, but it just might take longer. So whatever this is for you, however you're identifying the Hierophant, I feel like it's yours for the taking. And this path towards this is protected. But if you give up on it, then, yeah, it becomes a missed opportunity. The Hermit. Tell me about the Hermit here. The Hermit, you know, the light in the lantern that the Hermit holds is the star. It's the star card. So again, I go back to whatever this dream, this goal, this wish is here. If you don't apply yourself and you don't stay the course and stay dedicated to it, then yeah, it wouldn't happen, right? One more shuffle here. Thank you. 3 of Cups, 10 of Cups, and Justice. I don't know what this is for you, Fool card, but it would make you extremely happy. It's a new chapter here in your life. It's one that's protected. It's meant for you. I think it was the Leo reading I was saying, or maybe it was Cancer. You don't have to take every exit, right? If you look at life like a highway, every now and then as you're driving down the highway, you come across an exit. You don't have to take every exit that God puts on your path. But this would be a missed opportunity if you miss this exit. And if you took the exit, it would make you very emotionally content. So maybe I'm speaking to a Virgo, and I'm just going to use this as an example. Let's say this is writing a book. You really want to write a book. And you're like, I don't know. It's a lot. And then once I write it, I have to, you know, edit it. And then I have to put it out there, and I have to find a publisher. And I feel like God is saying you're getting a little too caught up in the details. And that's what's creating this little mashed potato mind here in that 8 of Swords. So I would do my best. I know it's difficult. Again, we're ruled by Mercury. But there's something here of getting out of that 8 of Swords and focusing more on staying the course and not worrying so much about what the next step is. I know you like to plan and you're very strategic and you are the most meticulous sign we have out of the 12, which is good because the other 11 signs sometimes need to lean on your energy of that Knight of Pentacles to be strategic and, you know, methodical and move towards something with great precision and slowness and moderation in order to achieve the desired outcome. That's all well and good, but the Knight of Pentacles could also stop. Some decks show that horse not moving at all. And so that could be Virgo energy too, where you get like the lower vibe of Virgos, you get so overwhelmed by all of the next steps that you decide not to move in that direction. And I feel like whatever this is, yeah, it would be a missed opportunity. That book that you want to publish, again, just using that as an example, it's never going to write itself, edit itself, or publish itself. But if you get so caught up on the end goal, and I shouldn't say the end goal, you get so caught up in all the little details to get to the end goal, yeah, it could scare you enough that you end up not doing whatever this is. And it could be vacation, relocating, learning a skill, going back to school, some new creative endeavor. And it could even, like I said, get, you know, putting yourself out there to meet a love partner. That Ace of Cups is different for all of you. But it could very well be a missed opportunity if you sit on the sidelines and do nothing. And if you were to take it, it would make you abundantly happy. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups. Can we get 3 cards here, closing messages here? 5 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, there's internal conflict, mental internal conflict here. Okay, 3 cards of advice. What did we get? The Fool, the new beginning, the 7 of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. That's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. Do not block this new beginning. If you block this new beginning, it's, you know, and you can choose to do not pass go, do not collect $200. But if you move towards that Ace of Wands, it's a life changer. And you can be strategic. 7 of Swords to the Page of Swords. You can be strategic. 7 of Swords is a card of strategy. You can be strategic and learn something new and take it slow. And if you do, that Ace of Cups, that thing that you want, comes in. This is why I love tarot. And if not, it can become a missed opportunity. It all depends how you want to utilize that 7 of Swords. Do you want to use it as strategy, or do you want to use it as self-sabotaging behavior? The choice is yours. That is what I have for you, Virgo. That is your, or those are your messages for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And don't forget to check out the description box below so you can find out how you too can become a time traveler. With all of that said, I hope you have a fantastic week. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Libra. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of December 7th, 2025. Angel number 11. You have keen awareness of what is happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift and will help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. This week, my dear, you are intuitive. Message from the universe. If people are gossiping about you or spreading rumors, don't fall for it. No one is worth lowering your vibration for. Let it move through you. See it for what it is, which is a reflection of their pain rather than the result of your actions. Message from your spirit guides. Speak up. What are you not saying that is eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so that you can move on and be happy. Message from Archangel Michael. Embrace your life's purpose, card number 12. I am guiding you toward your divine life's purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you are meant to be doing. And your Moonology card here for the week. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. Well, Libra, what is it here that you want that you're not saying it? And why are you letting the rumors or gossip or beliefs of other people affect this life path of yours? I think this came up in one of your readings, and maybe it was one of the member-only readings that I did. I can't remember if it was or not. But the message was basically that you were, I think it was one of the member-only readings, the full moon in Gemini reading. And I gave the analogy of like you're sitting in a vehicle and you're driving down this highway of hell, right? And you've been behind the steering wheel the whole time. You're driving the car. It's the highway of hell. And you have an exit coming up. You're low on gas. You're wounded. You're tired. You're weary, right? This has been a hell of a ride for you. And you have an exit and it says gas, food, you know, hotel, little historic town, you know. It's your exit, and there's a devil there telling you not to take it. Now, for some of you, the devil is literally someone in your life, like in that car with you, saying, no, don't take it. We'll be fine. We can make it to the next exit. And for some of you, the little devil's on your shoulder, saying, don't take it. We'll be fine. But there's something here about you are surrendering, or you have the potential this month to surrender your decision to get off on that exit to someone else. And that individual, whether it's the little devil on your shoulder or someone literally in the car with you, is a toxic individual. Your intuition is telling you, it is speaking up. Your intuition is speaking up and telling you the direction you need to go in. And there's something here about trusting that. Tell me more about this here for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I mean, you have the divine gift of free will. You can stay on that highway, but you might miss this exit. And some of you are thinking about turning around. And that's what the reading was. And I said, oh, whatever you do, do not do the U-turn. Do not do that illegal U-turn in the middle of the highway. No. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. 2 cards came out. The 2 of Wands. You're at a Y point. You can get off the exit or not. Knight of Pentacles. that practical plan. And the Lovers, it's a choice. This is a repeated message for the last 7 to 10 days here on my channel for the Libra Collective. And all of these cards get cleansed and they're used for a wide variety of readings. So it's wild how the same messages keep coming out. 2 of Swords at the Y point. 6 of Swords, moving on, 10 of Swords. Or do we go back to the past? Because the past was riddled with that 4 of Pentacles to the 10 of Swords. Situation, environment, connection, pattern, which didn't feel so good. Okay, 2 of Wands. Tell me about the 2 of Wands here. It's amazing how your path forward, this practical plan forward, is flanked by choices. Tell me about the 2 of Wands. Tell me about the 2 of Wands here for Libra. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 2 of Wands is clarified by 9 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups, 5 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. This is the message that came out in your reading. There's something here in your life that's left you in the 9 of Wands, the wounded warrior. Something you did to yourself internally, like an addiction or a pattern, or something that you were, I don't want to say the victim of, but all right, the victim of what someone external to you did, a friend, a family member, a lover, a job, etc., etc. And now you have an offer coming in that Knight of Cups. That offer could be that little devil on your shoulder within that says, we could do that again. Or it could be coming from that person, place, or thing external to you that put you in that 9 of Wands saying, we should really do this again. There's something here with this devil on your shoulder that is trying to get you to repeat a pattern that put you on that highway to hell to begin with, or contributed to you getting on it in some way or staying on it for longer than you should have. I think in that reading, I gave the example of like, if this is in respect to a relationship, let's say you're a Libra and you're like, yep, I know for certain that I am, or I just, I'm coming out of this relationship with this individual who is abusive or toxic or narcissistic or has narcissistic, personality traits. And meanwhile, you have maybe parental figures or people you look up to, clergy or, a religious leader saying, no, but marriage is till death do you part. Yeah, but I'm married to an abusive jerk, right? Oh, yeah, but it's like whoever's giving you this Knight of Cups, this advice, or trying to, put this idea in your head like you should go back to that, they didn't live what you live. They kind of got the cliff notes. They didn't actually live it, page by page, line by line, page by page, in that first chapter, first couple of chapters that you spent back there. So there is something either within you, or it's that entity or an external source that over the course of the next 3 weeks will try to bring you back. And one of the other examples that came up in that reading was addiction. I could be speaking to a Libra where you are free and clear of a particular addiction, and now you have an external person saying, oh, but it's just one drink. Like, let's say you gave up alcohol. Oh, it's just one drink. It's just a drink with the girls. Yeah, but I'm 1 week sober, or I'm 1 month sober. Yeah, but it's just a drink. What are you, a pussy? No, I'm not a pussy. I'm just smart enough to recognize that I have an addiction and I'm doing my best to heal myself from it. Don't give in to that temptation. That cup that's coming in has poison in it. It's part of that 5 of Cups, those 3 cups that spilled over. If you ever look at the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, those 3 cups have green venomous poison coming out of them. Don't pick it back up and be like, yeah, I'm going to drink it. This time it'll be okay. So I don't know what that is for you, but over the course of the next 3 weeks, for some of you this week, you may need to have to use your voice and say, no, I don't want that for myself. No, I don't want to accept that. My intuition, the good angel, right, within me is telling me not to do that. Tell me about that Knight of Cups for Libra. Tell me a little bit more about that offer. One more shuffle here. Thank you. And it's kind of disguised by, but it'll make you happy. 10 of Cups, right? 3 of Swords. I'm asking, what is that offer? 3 of Swords. Heartbreak, disappointment, sadness. Oof. 2 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. It puts you right back to where you were. 7 of Swords. You cannot make it up. 7 of Swords. and sabotages this Ten of Pentacles, this long-term goal or plan that you had for yourself, or the vision you had for your life. There's an offer and opportunity coming in by the end of the month for the Libra collective. It either is coming from the person, place, or thing you left behind, or it's a little temptation bubbling up within you to go back to it, or it's coming from an external source that's trying to talk you into doing that or doing something similar. Like maybe you left an abusive relationship, or just, we'll call it toxic, and now in the next 3 weeks you're meeting someone new. Are you ready to meet someone new? Are you healed enough? Are you able to speak up when you see the red flags? Or are you going to end up in a similar relationship because fear of being alone or something like that? If you're not healed enough, you will draw in the same type of person. If you haven't healed why you have that addictive quality to begin with, and I say that because in most of your readings we see the Devil card, then you might just start up a new addiction. Okay, you gave up alcohol, but maybe now you move towards gambling. So there's something like that, like getting to the root cause. Why am I attracted to people like that? Why do I tolerate friends that don't see my self-worth and self-value? What is the root cause of the addiction? It's not just the addiction to the drug or the alcohol or over shopping. There's something that is a soothing agent for something a lot deeper. So there's something here about like getting to the core. Like it's like when you're weeding in the spring. Where I live, we get a lot of weeds around here for some reason. I'm in the northwestern part of New Jersey, very close to the Pennsylvania border, lots of farmlands. And we get a lot of weeds, and I can't just go and like pull little weeds here and there. Like I literally have to like pull them up from the root. So there's something here. It's like you got to go within and pull it up from the root within you. Why are you drawn to that situation, environment, or connection? Because even if it's not that particular thing coming back, it's something similar. And you might end up in a loop here, Libra, if you don't figure out what this is. So yeah, that new opportunity coming in by the end of the month, whether it's from that or something similar, no bueno. Knight of Pentacles, you're on the right path. I know you think it's going slow and you're not quite where you want to be, but you are making progress. The Knight of Pentacles is the most dependable knight in tarot. And yeah, it takes a long time to get to the Ten of Pentacles, but it's the only knight who does. And you're now well on your way to either emotional or financial abundance, some of you both. It won't be an easy journey, but it'll be worth it when you get there. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Look at the increment. We go from the Knight to the Six to the Eight, and the Eight of Wands. It's like it'll just start coming in faster and faster. I know it's a slow build right now, and you're like, I can't see it, right? Page of Swords, it's small. I can't see it. You will see it soon. You will see it soon. Stay the course. Don't go back to whatever this is. And the Eight of Pentacles also talks about self-mastery. So if there is some kind of wound within you where you are ignoring red flags, or there's some kind of addiction or toxicity or something like that, spend the rest of 2025 going deep and figuring out what that is and getting the help that you need, whether that is literally talking to someone or looking up some self-help stuff online. Plenty of skilled and certified gurus offer their services for free on YouTube. You can watch those videos. There's community forums you can join online to talk to people who are going through what you're going through or coming out of what you've gone through. I think the message here is that you're not alone. Number one, you're not alone. Number two, trust your intuition. Maybe in the past you ignored it. So some meditative practices might help you become closer to your intuition, more in tune with it. And number three, when this opportunity comes, look it over with like a fine-tooth comb. Pretend it's Mercury retrograde. You know, when we go through Mercury retrograde, it usually happens 3 times a year. You hear a lot of tarot readers say, don't enter that, don't agree to that, don't sign that contract, review it 10 times. Whatever this is, do all that. Pretend we're in the retrograde. Don't accept it. Don't jump head first towards it. I don't know where that card came from because I'm looking at the camera, but I split your deck in half and I just looked down, the Devil. You literally can't make it up. You literally cannot make it up. Death and the Page of Swords. This is your opportunity to put this to bed once and for all. And doesn't mean that there won't be other devils. There are always devils. But you'll be a lot smarter and stronger if you move on from whomever or whatever this is. That is a toxic attachment. And I've been there. And I'll share a little bit more of myself with you, Libra. And some people are like, oh, you talk so much about yourself. If I feel called or inclined to share something that I think will help the collective, I'm going to share it. So if you're bothered by this, just speed up the video a little bit and fast forward. When I was 18, I entered a relationship. I was young, I was naive, I came from a broken home. My family, my parents were, my dad especially, very loving, but my parents had a very chaotic relationship, and that affected how I saw partnerships. And I ended up getting involved with a very highly toxic narcissist that I did not realize until I was sitting at a local hospital with a fractured collarbone. And even then I went back to him. I went back to him 8 times until I finally left him. And when I left him, I thought this was the final time. 6 months later when he called, I went back to him again. And when I thought I was free and done with him, and I never saw him again after that July 4th, whatever that was, my God, 1998, something like that, when I was really done and over, I thought, well, I put him behind and I healed physically. And some of you wonder why I wear the off-the-shoulder shirts. That's my little, I own this collarbone. I've rebuilt myself from the inside out. That's my little nod to, that's my survival nod there, if you've ever wondered. But anyway, I did not pull up that weed from that root. I did not go within. And I had a series of relationships after him that were just as narcissistic and abusive in their own ways, very controlling or domineering or verbally abusive, until I had to figure out what the hell that root was and pull it up. And I'm glad to say that today I am in a very healthy 5.5-year relationship with someone who nowhere resembles the type of men I used to be attracted to. So I don't know what this is for you. It could be a person, type of person, the friend groups you keep, some type of toxic behavior within you, a childhood wound that keeps drawing you to something familiar. And the one thing I had said to my current partner was I always thought that I wanted to be with someone who felt like home, until I realized that my perception of home was distorted because my home was not safe. You are anything but home. And if you're going through something like that in a relationship, whether platonic or romantic, don't cling to the fact or the feeling, not the fact, the feeling that they feel like home or it feels like home. Because if home was toxic and abusive, that tells you everything you need to know about that entity. And like I said, today I'm in a relationship with someone who does not feel like home, but he feels like what home should be like the home I never had. So please keep that in mind. The Lovers, your choice to make, my dear. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 8 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 3 of Wands, 8 of Cups, and the High Priestess. Whew. I was going to say, looking at those cards, if you do the work and you go within and you connect to your intuition, you're going to 8 of Cup, whatever this is. You're not even going to let it get anywhere near you. You will realize, if I engage with that again, I will not be emotionally content. I won't be happy with myself. I don't want to repeat a pattern. In that respect, you will move on from it. But the key is the High Priestess energy here. Otherwise, you may get so stuck in your mind. In the 8 of Swords, we're blindfolded. And so we're just going by what this person is saying. And what they say might sound good. And we might get drawn either back or to something similar. And I think that will rock you emotionally here. 5 of Pentacles to the King of Cups. I think you do eventually leave it. But you're going to be in it for a while. Maybe even a year. So just be mindful of that, okay? Let's get you 3 closing messages. 3 closing messages here for Libra. Yeah, and if people are gossiping and spreading rumors about you because you don't want to continue doing this, let them. They want to shame you for not going back to this? Let them. If you lose friends, let them. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 10 of Wands. 8 of Cups. 3 of Wands. Oh, you're going to do it. 90% of you are going to move on from whatever this is. Knight of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. Page of Cups. Yeah. Most of you are going to move on. 9 of Pentacles, become single, free, and independent of whatever this is. But it won't be easy. It's going to be a heavy lift to disconnect, depart, you know, find that root, pull it up. But in time, you'll do it. Can I get timing here for Libra? I just saw the 6 of Swords. Yeah. 10-20% of you might do this again or might stay in whatever this is. And that's okay. That's your life's journey. But the majority of you are going to find your voice and speak up and say, no, no, not doing that. No, I want to move on and be happy. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. That's what the card says. Yep. Can I get timing for Libra on this? Can I get timing? Not every card in tarot is timing, but we'll see what comes up. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Timing. Page of Cups within a month. I think the offer, the opportunity, something similar comes up in the next month. And I think, death card. I think you put an end to it. 89%, 80 to 90% of you will walk away from this. So that is your message for the week of December 7th, 2025. Little long there, Libra. I apologize for taking up so much of your time, but I feel like that's a very critical message that continually comes through, like I said, for the last week and a half here for the Libra Collective. But that's what I have for you, my dear, for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out that description box below so you can learn how you too can become a time traveler. With all of that said, have a fantastic week, and I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Scorpio, my moon babies. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Angel number 1010. Keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working out for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. This week, my dear, you need to be patient, okay? Something is brewing here. Comparing yourself to others keeps you stuck in a cycle of guilt and shame and continues to separate you from your blessings. It keeps you small. Understand that everyone has their own journey, which always unfolds in divine timing. Your time will come. Be patient. Your time will come. Message from your spirit guides: create. You're being asked to connect with your creative side in whatever way feels best. This part of you needs extra attention right now. It needs to be expressed in a bigger way. So maybe while you wait for whatever this is, there's a need here for you to get creative, to use your time wisely. Message from Archangel Michael. This is a blessing in disguise. Card number 33. Be patient. Again, with that word. Be patient and have faith that your angels have the situation under control, right? We're working on this for you. Your time will come. What will come is far better than what you dared to dream. And your Moonology card here for the week. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. We have a new moon in Capricorn on January 18th. Whatever this is that it is that you want, it's coming in between now, then, or in the energy of the new moon in Capricorn on January 18th, 2026. The delay is a blessing in disguise. You're not ready. You don't know enough. Something like that here is at play. Use the next, whatever this is, month and a half or so to get creative and do something. Do something fun. Learn something new. Don't sit by with your hands folded in the corner, looking out the window, waiting for whomever or whatever this is. The delay is a blessing. It's time for you to get creative. And if you do, then your hard work will pay off and what you want comes in that new moon in Capricorn. Tell me more about this here for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do they need to know about this? One more shuffle here. Thank you. King of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and the 7 of Wands. Get creative. Bottom of the deck, King of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Is this what you're waiting for? Queen of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, King of Cups. Are you waiting for a soulmate, a divine counterpart? And soulmates, all shapes and sizes, friends, family member, lover, business partner. You're waiting for something and you're sitting stagnant, waiting for whomever or whatever this is. Judgment. Judgment to the Two of Wands, to the Four of Wands. Get creative. Use this time to get creative. And I don't know if that means going out, having fun, learning something new, sprucing up your home. Use this time to you're at the Y point. Don't sit there with your hands folded waiting. Okay? Tell me about this King of Pentacles energy. The King of Pentacles is the energy of an individual who takes action. Because the queens for me are reflective in nature. They exist presently based upon the past experiences that they had in respect to the card suit that they oversee. So the Queen of Pentacles would exist presently depending on her suit of cards. Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, etc., etc. The kings are action takers. Based upon the knowledge of the queens, it's not hierarchical. It doesn't mean masculine versus feminine. It's just the kings are the top tier of their card suit, okay? Not gender-based here. Don't freak out in the comments. But kings take action. So while the queen exists presently, Queen of Pentacles uses her pentacle resources presently based upon her past successes and failures, the King of Pentacles knows how to invest that pentacle, time, love, money, etc., into a future investment. Queens don't invest in the future. They invest in the present. Kings invest in the future. There's something here, I don't want to say you're gambling on it, but you're investing. But when you invest in something, it takes time. Very few people enter the stock market at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning and have amassed a retirement fund 2 hours later. Most people are in it for the long run. That's kind of what a 401k plan is. It's going to have highs, it's going to have lows. Most of the time, this is not financial advice. Most of the time, though, you end up in the black, as they say. You come out good. So there's something like this, the king, there's something here that you want, but it's a long-term investment. You can't expect to get it tomorrow. And even if this is a business of yours that you've just started, you can't expect overnight success. You have to be willing to stay dedicated to its long-term, that goal or dream or plan that you have for that business. But in the meantime, you need to do stuff. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The King of Pentacles, High Priestess, Two of Cups, and Temperance. Bottom of the deck, Two of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Cups. I would not spend Sagittarius season sitting here with your arms folded. I think there's so much you can do. I think you can get creative. Seven of Cups, Neptune and Pisces. Something here like a little dream or a goal that you have. You could say fantasy if you want. But it's something you can work on right now, as opposed to sitting here in a chair doing nothing like the Two of Swords with your arms crossed. Because some of you are waiting. You're waiting for someone, something, a relationship to improve, someone to come back, meeting someone new, the right business partner. And it's like, no, you can start today. This is your investment. You have to look at, don't surrender this to someone else. Like, oh, I'll be happy when blank, when I have blank. Like, be happy now. You're waiting here. You're waiting for someone, and I don't know who that person is. Star card, someone who's part of a wish fulfillment for you. Ten of Cups. There's a need here for you to be patient. And I often say, and I think it was in Virgo's reading, I'm of the belief, and you might disagree with me, and you have every right? But I'm of the belief that when I literally ask God, or the universe, whatever you call it, I really need blank. I would like blank. Then I have to show him that I'm interested in blank, because I have to ask for what I want, but then I have to show him that I want it. I have to work towards it. If I need a job, I can't say, oh God, please bring me a job. And then I sit home, eating gummy bears all day. I love those bastards. And watching TV and not looking for a job. I have to show that I'm going to do it. Because how many times a day do our minds flip-flop and go back and forth? And there was someone in the comment section once who said, you don't have to ask God for what you need. He knows. Not really. Do you know how many times a day I change my mind on stuff? Like in the past when he and I would have, arguments or disputes, I'd be like, oh God, I really wish he would call me. And then 10 minutes later, it's like, I don't want him to call me at all. I never want to talk to him again. And then a half hour later, it's like, oh God, why is he calling me? Please let him call me. So whatever this is for you, and it could be a bunch of things, just an example that I'm giving you, God is not going to, they have to move around chess pieces, right? In those moments where I'm saying, please have him call me, God's like, okay, well, I got to make time because right now the guy is sleeping. He's got to wake up. He's going to take a shower. Then he's going to check his phone. Like, I got to move around these pieces to get this done. And then, yes, he's going to be able to call you, but it's not going to happen the moment you say, please, God, let him call me. It might take the guy an hour. It might take him 5 hours. What are you supposed to do in that 1 hour, 5 hour time? Sit on the couch and just eat gummy bears and watch TV? It's like, no, do something in that interim. So there's a twofold message here for you. If this is something that you want, you can't just assume it's going to come to you. You have to ask for it, and then you have to work for it. If you're, again, you have to show, okay, you can get ready to start moving around the chess pieces. You do your part, I'm going to do my part. You start moving around chess pieces to vacate that position, just if this is a career and finance read for you, because I need a job. I'm going to get the references. I'm going to polish up my resume. I'm going to get a link, set up my LinkedIn profile, my Indeed. I'm going to make all my private social media accounts private so prospective employers don't see what's going on in my personal life. Like, I'm going to take care of my end. You start moving stuff around. Whoever's sitting in that job that I desire, they have to find another job, launch their own business. Maybe they're going to retire. Whatever's going to happen, that job needs to be created. Or the employer needs to create the position. That's how you get a job. If you're not creating the job, for yourself as an entrepreneur or a business owner, then you are essentially occupying a position that either was occupied by someone else or needs to be created by someone else. That's just how it works. And a lot of chess pieces have to get moved around to make either of those scenarios happen. So yeah, how many times a day do we think of things on and off, on and off? Yes, I want it. No, I don't. So you literally do have to ask. Whatever this is, you need to ask for it, but then you need to work towards it as well. That's the first message that came through. And then that second message is, don't sit around waiting for whatever that is to come in. Don't just sit idle. Let's say you don't have a job, okay? Let's say I'm speaking to a Scorpio, you don't have a job, you're asking God for a job. You now saw this message and you're like, okay, God, all right, starting tomorrow, Monday morning, I'm asking you for a job. I'm going to put in my best effort to acquire that job. Please start moving around those chess pieces. Well, let's be realistic. You're not going to be looking for a job for the 18 or 20 hours a day that you are awake. You're just not going to do it. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to spend 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours looking for a job. What do you do with the rest of your time that day? Sit on the couch and eat gummy bears and watch TV? I mean, I would, but don't do that. What you should create. You're doing your part. They're doing their part. In that space in between, in the wait, find something creative to do. Something that you can't do once you land that job. Learn something new, get into astrology, watch your favorite movie, paint your bedroom, whatever. Create, do something, learn something, have fun, go see a show. You can go to movie theaters. It's like almost half price if you go during the day. So, you catch an 11 o'clock matinee or something like that. Something that, because once that job comes in, provided you put in the effort, they're moving stuff around, you're not going to be able to do. And if you're waiting to meet a person or you're waiting for a specific person, chess pieces have to get moved around in that person's life. You also have to show that you're ready for partnership. How are you using that space? Is your house ready? Are you ready? Have you healed your wounds? Use the time to create something new, learn something new, have fun, or create a new version of yourself by working on some of your own wounds. We all have them. So again, I don't know who it is that you're waiting for. 3 of Swords. For some of you, it's a past person or a current person. But even if it's not, I feel like you'll be disappointed. 3 of Swords at the very low level could be disappointment. And I think you'll be disappointed in yourself that when you finally do get to move forward towards whatever this is, when your hard work is paying off and you're in Capricorn season, you're going to say, wow, I really wish I would have spent the last 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks doing blank or preparing blank or learning blank, because now I don't have the time to create. So in this moment of the wait, have patience, show the divine you're co-creating with them. And 3, use this time, this time period of waiting, use it to create something. Use it to express yourself. Use it to learn something new. Tell me about the Ten of Cups here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Yeah, stop being lovers. Stop being, I'll be happy when I have blank. Judgment and the world. The lesson here is you're supposed to be happy with you. You're supposed to be happy with you before someone else comes in. You need to be in the Nine of Cups. If you're waiting for a love partner, whether it's someone you know or not, are you in the Nine of Cups? Are you creating the Nine of Cups for yourself? Because typically how it works, the person is coming, you know, the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups comes with 1 cup. They don't come with 10. They don't come with 10. We're supposed to be the 9. The person comes with a cup. 9 plus their 1 cup makes the 10 of Cups. Don't wait for someone to bring you the 10 of Cups. They're not going to. There's no, I have 140 decks of tarot. Not in any of the decks is the Knight or the Page or the King bringing forth 10 cups. It's always 1 cup. And 9s in tarot are very singular. So don't wait for someone to make you happy. Create ways. While you're waiting for that person to come in with the 1 cup, find new ways to generate and create 9 cups for yourself. That's the lesson here that the Scorpio Collective had to learn. 7 of Wands. Tell me about the 7 of Wands. And please don't think I'm waving my old lady finger at you, because I'm still learning how to create my 9 of Cups. Hey, babe, how's it going? It's going great. Why does he always message me during a Scorpio reading? I don't know. 7 of Wands. Okay. Fell on the floor. Let me pick it up. Lord have mercy. Short arms, tall chair. The Devil and the 3 of Cups. Waiting. That's something toxic within us, that someone else has to bring us happiness. Tell me more about the 7 of Wands. And did you ever stop to think, don't get mad at me for saying this, that the individual or the type of individual that you want is not coming in because you have not put in the work required to get yourself to the level of the 9 cups. Maybe you're only sitting at the 3. And the 3's not bad. I mean, it's happy and we're going out occasionally and we got a friend or two. But it's not 9. It's not complete emotional contentment. It's not someone, the 3 of Cups is not someone who is okay with sleeping alone, okay with eating alone, okay with taking themselves out to dinner alone. That's not the that's not the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups shows 3 people. The 9 of Cups shows 1 person. So for some of you, you're waiting for someone else to come in and like bring you happiness. And it's like, no, they're coming with 1 cup. And you know what happens if you're in the 3 of Cups and someone brings you 1 cup? What do you end up in? The 4 of Cups. Still not emotionally satisfied. Because emotional contentment, happiness comes from within, not from an external source. Someone can add to it with their cup, but they can't be the totality of it. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Cups. 4 of Swords and Queen of Swords. There's something here about walking away from that belief that someone needs to ride in and make me happy, or ride in with the 10 of Cups. No, someone needs to ride in with an Ace of Cups, but you need to be in the 9 of Cups. So be patient while you wait for this individual and use the time to create. Because as you create things that make yourself happy, and as you create these little, little DIY tasks, and, oh, I'm going to run out to the store and buy myself a candle, and I'm going to take a little scenic drive for an hour and see something new. As you create and generate happiness for yourself, you will begin to fill your own cups. And when you get to the 9 of Cups, when you aren't looking, that's when the Ace of Cups comes in. The 2 of Cups. There's 1 cup here. There's 1 cup. And in some decks, I have a cup, you have a cup, we're exchanging cups. The person's only going to come with a cup. It's on us to use this time and see it as a blessing, because it's an opportunity for us to create something. Like I said, learn something new, do something new, in order to create the Nine of Cups. That's what I have for you. Let me get you 3 cards. I've been doing that for everyone else. 3 cards here. Final messages for Scorpio. And even like creating, like healing yourself, like I was saying. Yeah, will get you closer to the Nine of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 6 of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. You can't make it up. It's why I love tarot. The moon, when you don't see it coming. Provided you do the work and you invest in yourself in that 6 of Pentacles energy, the Ace of Cups comes in when you aren't looking. And we're clarifying your hard work is paying off. The new moon in Capricorn. Can't make it up. So between now and January 18th, figure out what you need to do. Start creating, start exploring, start learning, start healing, and get to the Nine of Cups. Because if you're not at the Nine of Cups by January 18th, this cup will be delayed. This is the opportune time. Sagittarius season, start working on this so the wish fulfillment can come in. The Star card is only holding 1 cup. Or 5 of Swords, Page of Swords, 10 of Wands, 7 of Swords. You could sabotage the whole thing and not be in the Nine of Cups by the time January 18th comes in. That's a really strong message. Obviously won't apply to all of you. So take what resonates, and if it doesn't apply at all, just check another placement. But that was a really loud message for someone. So if it was your message and you liked it and you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And don't forget to check out the description box below so you can learn how you too can become a time traveler. Until I read for you again, Scorpio, I hope you have a fantastic week. And as always, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Sagittarius. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look now at your angel messages for the week of December 7th, 2025. Angel number 21. You are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged. It reveals itself in everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. This week, my darling, you are inspiring. Message from the universe. No matter what happens, no matter how far you seem to be away from where you want to be, never stop believing that you will somehow make it. Have an unrelenting belief that things will work out and that the long road ahead has a purpose. Message from your spirit guides. Manifest. You are always manifesting, whether you are aware of it or not. Manifestation is based on your thoughts, and you're being asked to manifest consciously through positive thinking, so you'll attract into your life exactly what it is that you are wanting. Message from Archangel Michael. Increase your knowledge. Card number 15. Education brings opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, or find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know. And your Moonology card here for the week. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Sagittarius. Whatever wish, goal, or dream this is here for you, you have the ability to succeed. You have the ability to be successful at it. And you need to have the unrelenting belief that things will work out, even if they're not presently working out for you. The prosperity you seek is coming. Tell me more about this here for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. For some of you, Taurus season will be a game changer for you. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Swords. So I feel like I've tapped into a group of you where you kind of feel like life isn't really moving all that much. You could feel a little stuck, a little stagnant. And there's a feeling here of like, will I ever get what it is that I desire? Tell me more about this 4 of Pentacles. This is feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant. It's solid and sturdy, absolutely. But feeling like there's not much growth, or things aren't moving, or maybe things aren't moving as quickly as you would like them to. Tell me more about this here for Sagittarius. Why is the 4 of Pentacles here in their energy? One more shuffle. Thank you. The 4 of Pentacles is clarified by the Page of Swords. Increasing your knowledge here. Learning something new. Ace of Swords. That is the truth. And Justice. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. Well, look at you. So I feel like you're in this interim state. Kind of one foot in the old world, one foot in the new kind of feeling. I feel like the new comes in Taurus season. Like, as long as you continue to co-create with the divine in respect to manifesting, like, you can't just ask for it. You have to show them that you're willing to work with them on it. And I feel like in this space of 4 or 5 months, and this is a little bit longer of a read for you, Sag, but there's something here, like in that space of that 4 or 5 months, there's something here for you, like, don't just sit around waiting for this manifestation to come in. There's something here you can increase your knowledge, like use this time wisely. Invest your time wisely right now. Tell me about that Six of Pentacles. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Six of Pentacles clarified by the Page of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Strength card. Bottom of the deck, again, we have the Eight of Swords. So for some of you, it's like, when is this coming in? When am I, and I don't know what it is for you. When am I finding a job? And I'm certainly not saying that you have to wait until Taurus season to find the job. But whatever this is for you, you seem to be up in your head like it's never coming, or it's not coming in quick enough for you. Finding the right love partner, figuring out what you want to do with the rest of your life. Why isn't this business launching? As long as you continue to co-create with the divine, so if it is work related, you're asking for the universe for a job or a new job, and you're literally putting in the effort, getting your references together and your resumes, your applications, and you're being diligent. You have all your online profiles straightened out, and LinkedIn and Rocket and Indeed and all of that stuff. And you're really putting in the effort. What you want does come in. But in the interim, what are you doing with your time? Because if we're using work as an example, and it's just an example, and let's say you are awake for, 16 hours a day, you're certainly not spending 16 hours a day finding a job. That would be quite exhausting. So if you're allocating 3, 4, 5 hours a day to finding the job, what are you doing with the rest of your time? Increase your knowledge, learn something new, something that maybe would benefit you for the job that you're trying to acquire. Again, it's only an example. Or increasing your knowledge to do something creative, or take care of things that once you do get that full-time job, you won't have the time for. Tell me about the Hanged Man. I feel like this is what you're currently in. That Four of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. And it's like in the space in between, find something here to do, to discover, to learn. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Yes. The card that came out is the Five of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. While you're waiting for that, this prosperity that you're waiting for, whether that is financial abundance, emotional abundance, that wish, that dream, or that goal, provided you continue to properly manifest, meaning co-creating with the divine. If you see the manifest card, there's 2 hands here. And I've always looked at it as like, one is the hand of source and one is our hand. Like, this needs to be a hands-on approach. I can't just ask for what I want. I have to utilize all the aces that the magician holds to show source. Okay, start moving around those chess pieces, because I do want A, B, C, and I'm going to show you that I really want A, B, and C, because I'm utilizing those 4 aces to make it happen. But in the interim, while you're waiting, there's something here that you could be doing or learning or expanding. You have the Ten of Pentacles and you have the Ten of Cups. What you want comes in. But in the space between, there's something new here that you could be working on. And what that is new for all of you. Maybe some of you want to learn tarot. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to, dabble in astrology. I see that because I see the stars here. Maybe some of you want to take an online course. Maybe you want to learn how to do a DIY project and do some do-it-yourself stuff around your home. But I would use the space in between here to get creative. Can we get 3 final messages here for Sagittarius this week? One more shuffle. Thank you. Final messages. Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Cups, and the 4 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Swords. Yeah, I get that feeling. 1 foot, in the current situation, environment, or connection, and then 1 foot kind of, in the new world. I would use this time now, Sagittarius season, your season. By the way, if you're celebrating your birthday this week, happy birthday. I would do something that you've always wanted to do in that Six of Cup energy, or something you've always wanted to learn or do or experience or travel to, provided you have the money. But I wouldn't sit idly by like this person's doing in the Four of Swords and just kind of wait for, you know, whatever this is that you're wanting. I wouldn't wait for it to come in. I would use the time, this in-between space to increase your knowledge and to learn something new. Five of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Yeah, I don't know what it is here that you're waiting for. A business partner, a professional soulmate, like, you know, this would be like your new employer, a love partner, a friend, a new friend group that you'd like to meet. Yes, it's on the way. You're doing your part to meet this person or connect with this individual. But in the space in between, find something that you can do. Don't just kind of sit around with your arms folded waiting for that job. Like I said, if this is work related, and I do read the comments and interact with many of you, it is work related. And it's like, okay, when you're not looking for the job, find something creative and fun there that will inspire you. And if it inspires you, then it will inspire the collective. It will help to shift the collective forward. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Those are your messages for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like that message, resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check the description box below to find out how you can become a time traveler. Until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Capricorn. Hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Angel number 18. You are both open-minded and open-hearted, and your ambition is to leave this world better than you found it. Ensure that your goals are aligned with the collective need and with the highest good for all. This week, my dear, you are kind-hearted. Message from the universe. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. So it is necessary to experience difficult times, and that is when you will grow the most. There's always light at the end of a dark tunnel. Message from your spirit guides. Reassess. You're being asked to take stock of your life and to let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. That could also be a thought process or a pattern within you as well. Notice who and what brings you joy and who and what doesn't. It's time for a little life cleanup. Message from Archangel Michael. The way forward is open. Card number 32. You are not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities abound, and I will guide you to personal and spiritual freedom. I love this. There's a little X here that says you are here, and then there's this roadmap, if you will, to joy. And your Moonology card here for the week, Surrender to the Divine, Full Moon. We have a full moon in Cancer, which is taking place in Capricorn season on January 3rd. I feel like between now and January 3rd, you need to reassess what it is that you want in your life. You are here, and the path to get to where you want to be is open or will be open for you, but you also need to figure out where do you want to be. First card out, Eight of Pentacles. So reassess, doing the work, right? This is sort of, this could be interpreted as working on oneself. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Like it's like a card of self-mastery. Page of Wands, discovering what it is that you want the world. So you can have a new chapter here in your life. Tower, Nine of Pentacles, and Three of Wands. The way forward is open. What do you want that way to look like when you get there? On the card, it says joy. What is joy to you? I often look at the World card as a, in terms of timing, as like one calendar year. So in that respect, we are nearing the end of the year. And then we have the full moon in Cancer on January 3rd. It's just 3 days after the new year. So there's something here about going within and doing the internal work to discover what does joy look like for you in 2026. I would use the time between now and that full moon in Cancer to figure it out. Eight of Pentacles. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles here. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles here. Yeah, I would use this time to reassess, discover. Page of Wands, discover. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? The Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Three of Swords, the Moon, and the Ace of Wands. So because of something that's been disappointing, right? These are the difficult times where it says it is necessary to experience the difficult times. That's when we grow the most. And it is true, but it's quite the painful route to growth. But unfortunately, it is a necessary one in life. So because of this, this should be a catalyst for you. This Three of Swords moment that you've recently experienced, probably within the last 3 weeks. This Three of Swords moment for you should be what inspires you now to reassess and do the internal work and discover, what do you want 2026 to look like? What does joy look like? Because right now you don't know. Two of Swords, you're blindfolded. Two of Pentacles, you don't know. You're going back and forth. But in order to take the inspired action and move forward on this journey, you'll need to know what that endpoint destination looks like. Page of Wands. Tell me about the Page of Wands. Tell me about the Page of Wands here. Make sure the mic is still on. It is. Okay. Tell me why the Page of Wands is here for Capricorn. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Page of Wands clarified by the Page of Cups. Look at all the page energy here. The Devil, that's you. And the Ten of Cups. What does emotional contentment look like for you? Because currently you're in the Five of Cups. And then right behind that, you had the Knight of Wands. So in order to really hit the ground running, so to speak, on that first day of the new year, so you can start moving on this path, you need to figure out this Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles here. So I would use this time, the next 2-3 weeks, starting with this week, to figure out what is true emotional contentment for you. Tell me about the World card here. Tell me about the World card here. Tell me about the World card here for Capricorn. Why is the World card here? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't use the next 3 weeks to snooze and sleep. Like the individual on the World card is snoozing and sleeping. The Hangman, the Ace of Cups, and the Magician. I would not use this time to snooze and sleep. I would use this time, this interim time where you're in the Hanged Man energy, because of some Three of Swords moment, which was meant to be a catalyst for you now to figure out what is that Ace of Cups. Because the only way we can get to the Ten of Cups is if we are already in the 9, and then a situation, environment, or connection comes along that offers us one ace. I think it was Scorpio's reading that I was saying this in. So maybe some of you have some high Scorpio placements. But the notion, and I watch other tarot readers, like I'm sure you do too. And some of the ones that I used to watch, I don't watch them anymore. They're like, oh, the Ten of Cups is coming. You know, you got a Knight of Cups. That's the Ten of Cups. And it's like, no. The Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, even the Page of Cups only has one cup. They don't, and I have I don't know, 120, 140 decks of tarot cards. And in none of them does it show the Page, the Knight, or the King of Cups delivering all 10 cups. They deliver one cup, the Ace of Cups. So reassess your own emotional contentment, which is 9 of Cups. 9s are singular. I even hear some tarot readers say, oh, your wish is coming true, make a wish. That's not what 9 of Cups is. 9 of Cups is emotional contentment with oneself. And then, in time, we find an individual who comes along with one cup, the Ace of Cups. So the only way you can manifest the Ace of Cups is if you are truly in the space of the 9. So I would use this time, I would use that Three of Swords moment to reassess what is truly your 9 of Cups within you. And then, if you can figure that out, which I have no doubt you will, then the way forward is open to the Ace of Cups, whatever it is here that you would like to manifest. Even in the Magician, right? The Magician has in their possession all 4 aces. They don't have 10 Ace of Swords, 10 Ace of Pentacles, 10 Ace of Cups. You get the gist of what I'm saying. They have one of each. So you can manifest that one thing in, but not 10. So the way forward is open to the 10 of Cups, but you have to understand when you get there, not all 10 cups are there. There's only an Ace of Cups. You need to figure out what truly makes you happy here, Capricorn. Let's get you 3 cards here. Final closing messages here for Capricorn. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Temperance, Five of Swords, and the Sun. 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles is out there, but it begins with you. You need to be in the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. So I would use this week to, when you're meditating or praying, and it doesn't have to be anything formal or fancy, but I would reach out to Archangel Michael, who's here. Because even in the temperance decks, in the various decks I have, temperance is usually depicted holding one cup or holding two. And this would be your cup and the cup of another entity coming together. So yeah, it is possible that Ace of Cups is out there for you, however you define it. Career, finance, love and romance, etc., etc. But your cup needs to be full. And the only way your cup is full is if you have all 9 cups full. 6 of Wands, the Hierophant, and the 3 of Pentacles. Get to work. Get to work and figure out your 9 cups. That's your little homework assignment this week. Reassessing your 9 of Cups. Once you can figure that out, it's easy to figure out then what that 10th cup, that Ace of Cups should be. And after that, it's pretty easy for you to manifest it in. That is what I have for you, Capricorn. Those are your messages for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the description box so you can learn how you too can become a time traveler. With all that said, I hope you have a fantastic week. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Aquarius. I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Angel number 26. You have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions and meet their needs. This week, my dear, you are tactful. Message from the universe. Opportunities will soon knock at your door. Debt will be wiped clean and your bills will be paid in full. Your finances are about to change. Message from your spirit guides. Pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs that you are being given, both the subtle and the not so subtle ones. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your best life. Message from Archangel Michael. Yes, you are correct. Card number 38. You have listened to your inner guidance and you made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. I think it was in your reading that I said the tower was necessary, whatever tower moment you've just experienced. I think for some of you it was like in the last 8 days. Others of you will be experiencing it in the next 8 days to come. Wherever you are on that timeline, you now will have a choice. That tower will create a choice. You can go back and rebuild. Or you can move forward and rebuild elsewhere. And again, I don't know if that's in career and finance or love and romance. And some of you aren't quite sure what you want to do. Go back and rebuild or move forward and build elsewhere. So I would pay attention to the signs that you're being given at this time because change is coming. And it could be financial for some of you. It could be emotional. Your Moonology card here for the week. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. I love this. This is a Justice card in the Major Arcana portion of Tarot. All right, tell me more about this here for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. Tell me about these new opportunities, what they need to pay attention to. Yeah, I think I said in that reading a couple days ago, if some of you aren't sure, your clarity is coming in the next week or two. So once you make up that decision, it will be a wise choice. You will be doing what is best for you. And at that point, you can keep moving forward. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Four of Swords, you have the Ace of Wands, and you have the Five of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. Yeah, I would use this time right now in the Four of Swords to contemplate, meditate, think about what you want that Ace of Wands to be. Going back to whatever the tower crumbled back there and rebuild it, or move on towards something new. Do you want to go back and fix the issue at work, or do you want to find another job? Or I don't know, do you want to retire or do something different, launch your own business? Do you want to go back to that relationship and rebuild the tower from the foundation up? Or do you want to move forward and heal and in time find another connection? And I can see you being up here in your head, Five of Swords, trying to figure out what to do. So I want to say to you this week, don't stress out too much mentally about this decision, because I do feel clarity is coming to you. Tell me about the Four of Swords here for Aquarius. Thank you. You have the Hermit. Yeah, you will figure it out. The Hermit is the wise counselor of tarot. So going within and doing the introspection and soul searching you need will give you the answer that you seek. The Hermit, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Hangman. Take that time, that alone time. Nine of Pentacles is very much singular energy, as it is a 9 card. The Hermit, consequently, is a 9 card as well. The Hangman is pausing. So there is something here for you to consider in respect to rebuilding a tower that collapsed on you recently or possibly is happening this week, or if you will move forward without it. But it is your decision and your decision alone to make in that Nine of Pentacles. So I wouldn't allow any outside noise to get in the way. I feel like the answer resides within you in that Hermit energy. So I would make time to figure out and contemplate exactly what you want. We have the Ten of Wands here, the Magician, and the Fool. Well, there's your new beginning. There's something difficult that just happened, and now you get to manifest a new beginning. It's up to you what that new beginning looks like. Temperance. This is all happening now in Sagittarius season. Tell me about the Ace of Wands here. Tell me about the Ace of Wands here for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. And all aces are opportunities. You don't have to take this opportunity. Right? It's like when you're driving down a highway and you get an exit. You don't have to take every exit. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ace of Wands is clarified by the High Priestess, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Justice. Well, there's your win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. So I think you will end up doing the just and fair thing for yourself. Your path forward is open. You will figure out what that Ace of Wands is for you over the course of the next week, provided you do the time to go within and listen to your intuition. You have both now the Hermit and the High Priestess here, as well as the Hangman energy. And the Queen of Pentacles is an individual who exists presently. All 4 queens, I always say, are forged through fire. And the queens in tarot exist presently based upon what they've learned from their respective suits. And so the Queen of Pentacles oversees her respective suit. The way she invests, I just say she is a woman on a card. You could be a masculine, don't get offended. But the Queen of Pentacles invest right now presently in situations, environments, or connections based upon the knowledge that she has accrued from all of these successes as well as failures of her past. And the King of Pentacles will then take action. They are future focused. They take the knowledge of the Queen and now they know how to invest that time, love, money, energy, etc., etc. So I would use this time to go within. Whatever this tower was, I would think of the successes and failures that were entangled or enmeshed in that situation, environment, or connection, and decide whether or not, as now the King, you want to move forward and invest in that same thing or invest in something completely different. So I do think clarity is coming to the Aquarius collective over the course of the next week. Tell me about the Five of Swords here. Tell me about the Five of Swords here for Aquarius. Thank you. You have the Death card and you have the Seven of Swords. You will have a chance. Again, the Death card in tarot is death and rebirth. You can end whatever that was, or you could rebirth it or rebirth it a different way. Death, Seven of Swords, and the Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Judgment, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what this decision is here for you, but I do see you here getting the clarity within Sagittarius season. So within the next 2.5 weeks, you'll be making a judgment call here on how you're moving forward. Look at that, Magician to the Fool. The new beginning, the new year. So something is changing up here for you by the time you are in January. If you don't do this introspection and go within and really figure out what you want here, if you're not paying attention to your intuition, you have the possibility here of sabotaging this opportunity. Towers, believe it or not, are opportunities. No one wants to lose their job. No one wants a relationship to end or have a terrible argument within a partnership. But towers are necessary. And I always look at towers. Some tarot readers see the tower like, oh God, everything's going to get all effed up. Yes and no. It gives you the chance to get out of a situation, environment, or connection that has grown stuck and stale and stagnant. It wasn't moving. So maybe for some of you, you are at a job that is not paying you well, does not treat you adequately, doesn't give you the benefits you deserve. You were stuck and stagnant. There was no growth at that job. So there's a shakeup. You're not doing anything to change it. Your boss isn't doing anything to change it. So the universe goes, F this, Aquarius. I'm throwing in a tower, something you don't see coming. And now either you're going to fix this at work, or you're going to find another job, or you quit, or you get fired. So the tower comes in as an act of mercy. And the same thing happens in relationships. You know, I remember, I guess it was 2 years ago, my person and I, we had a really bad tower. And in that moment, that could have broke our relationship. And instead, we chose to use it to rebuild. And I'd like to say that today we're stronger than ever. So you get a choice here with this tower. You can rebuild, or you can completely end whatever this is. But if you don't go within and tap into your intuition, not your mind, not your heart, your gut, what is your gut telling you, then yeah, you very well could sabotage this. I would look at the tower as an opportunity. Let's get you 3 cards here. 3 cards, final message. I feel like that win-win outcome is forecast, and we saw the Justice card. It's like you can't go wrong, whatever decision you make, provided you listen to your intuition. Because then you go from Queen of Pentacles to King of Pentacles. And now you know moving forward how you will invest your time, energy, love, etc., in respect to whatever this was here that occurred for you. Can we get 3 final cards here? Final message for Aquarius. One more shuffle. Thank you. 2 of Swords, that indecision. 2 of Cups in regards to that partnership, professional, platonic, or romantic. And the Tower. I'm good. I knew it. I knew there was a Tower. So right now you don't know what to do in respect to this partnership. The Tower came in and it wiped something out, or it just created upheaval and chaos and conflict, but that was the intended purpose of it. Because now you get to decide what you're doing with this soul bond connection, this partnership. 4 of Cups, the Moon, and 6 of Swords. For some of you, this happened in the energy of that full moon in Gemini we had on December 4th. December 4th. So in the energy of the full moon, December 3rd, 4th, 5th, something like that is when this happened. Sagittarius season. 10 of Swords. Oof. So whatever occurred here, if it didn't fully come to an end, it was pretty painful, or you felt like it was an act of betrayal. I want to get you a little bit more on this. I don't want to leave you this way. Can we get 3 cards of advice here for Aquarius? 3 cards of advice here for Aquarius. Okay, thank you. What came flying out of the deck? The Empress, birthing something new. Knight of Wands, taking that inspired action. And the 8 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. You may not want to hear it. And please do not allow tarot to dictate your decisions. I say this all the time. I love my connection to source. I love being intuitive. But the fact is, all 9 billion people on the planet are intuitive, or have the capability to be, provided you connect here with your intuition. But seeing what the cards just kind of threw out here, what this deck threw out to me, most of you, 8 of Cups, you're going to walk away. You're going to birth something entirely new. You're not going to go back to that job. You'll find something new to do. You might open your own business. You might find another job. I don't think you're going back to this relationship. I think you're going to birth a new connection here. Take some time to heal, some respite time. Figure out what you want. I don't think most of you are returning. Again, please do not allow tarot to dictate your actions. At the end of the day, you have to do what is best for you. But the Queen of Swords, which is you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, 7 of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. It's like you're sitting here deciding, do I want to keep nurturing this plant, this situation, environment, or connection that was stuck, stale, and stagnant to begin with, and that's why the Tower happened. And your next card here is the Ace of Pentacles. And that's like, no, going to move towards the new. And again, you don't have to do this. This is just advice here. Knight of Swords, 3 of Swords, and 8 of Pentacles. And then the King of Swords. That actually is you in tarot, and that's also the masculine of the suits. So the Queen of Swords, remember what I said about queens, very reflective. Do I want to keep investing in this based upon the experiences I have in my suit of cards. 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, which we saw, 10 of Swords. Do I want to keep investing in this? And based upon that answer, which is different for all of you, you will then know exactly what you're doing, because kings will take action based upon the clarity of mind that their queens have. Like I said, most of you are going to go towards the new, but that's only advice. I think it's hard. I think there's some heartbreak here. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to have to mend your heart, mend your heart from leaving behind whomever, whatever this is. I think there's some sadness or degree of heartbreak here. But most of you will decide to go towards the new, but that's only if you do that inner work required this week. Provided you listen to your intuition, you can't go wrong. I think that's your message here this week. That's what I have for you, Aquarius, for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you like that message, resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out the description box below so you can learn how you too can become a time traveler. With all that said, I hope you have a fantastic week. Be gentle with yourself. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Pisces. How are you doing? Let's take a look at your angel messages now for the week of December 7th, 2025. Angel number 2. You have great talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive, unbiased nature allows you to see all sides of any situation and advise others towards the most fair and beneficial outcome for all. This week, my darling, you are diplomatic. Message from the universe. You will soon be surprised and grateful for how everything happened the way it did. For you are about to receive better and greater. It's all adding up in your favor. Trust the process and how things are unfolding for you. Some of you have a pretty significant ending happening in your life. The Piscean collective has been on this timeline for a while. Some of you are far ahead. You left behind whomever, whatever this is, earlier in the year. Others of you, you're just getting there. But the collective is shifting and moving away from a situation, environment, or a connection. I think your readings lately have shown some kind of decision point here was coming up for you. Let's keep going with this message, but that's the feeling I got here when I saw that diplomacy and now something is ending. I think you'll be grateful once the dust has settled here. Jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. This is message here from your spirit guides. The stars will never all align in just the right way. Sometimes you have to take that leap anyway. That time is now. Leap of faith, kind of giving me Fool card energy here. So some of you, yes, you're on the precipice of a whole new chapter. Message from Archangel Michael. You can't make it up. Change is coming. Card number 7. I'm here to guide you through this exciting transformation. This is a time of joyous opportunities. Look at all the butterflies. This is like scorpionic energy. And I was just telling Aquarius that Scorpio card is death and rebirth. We need an ending for something new to begin. And your Moonology card here for the week. Emotions are running high. Super moon. We actually have a super moon coming up. Okay. Tell me more about this here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Change is coming. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Death card. Gosh, I love tarot. I was just saying all the butterflies reminds me of scorpionic energy. Death card, scorpionic energy. An ending for a new beginning. Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Ace of Wands. What? What? Okay, tell me about the Death card here for Pisces. Tell me about this Death card here for Pisces. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Swords. 10 of Cups. Page of Swords. Information, communication. That's the truth. Ace of Swords. I think this came up in your reading for this week. Some kind of communication, information, something that had been a staple in your life for a while. There's some kind of ending here, wrapping up with it. And I think some of you are receiving that communication or information about the ending. It's like some things here had to be finalized. Queen of Wands. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. I don't think there's much that you need to do except get ready to jump towards that new timeline. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Wands, clarified by Ace of Swords. That's his truth. World card. And the Six of Pentacles. I would get ready. Fool card. Jump. I would get ready for the new beginning because something is rapidly closing out here in your life. I would start investing Pentacle resources in the new life, the new job, learning the new skill. Where are you going to live? What do you want 2026 to look like? I would start investing time. You don't have to spend the money, but I would invest the time. All right, King of Wands. So in a few of the readings today, I had mentioned how I view the King and Queen of Wands in tarot, or I should say all Queens and Kings in tarot. And I typically look at the Queens as I'm existing in the present based upon the experiences I've had of my respective card suit. So the Queen of Wands is bold and brave and courageous because she has the experience. I say she, there's a woman on the card, don't be offended. She has the experience of her entire suit, from that Ace of Wands up to the Knight. Everything that precedes her is her knowledge base. And so she operates on the day-to-day level, if you will, based upon those experiences. But the King of Wands, not to make it hierarchical or masculine's better than feminine, it's just kings are the top tier of their suits. Kings are forward. Kings are future. So there's something here in your past that is wrapping up. You are in Queen of Wands. You're currently operating based upon this ending, right? Based upon all the experiences of what's closing out for you. But you need to get prepared to jump in that King of Wands because that's future focused. And what do you want that future to look like? Because it's coming in fast. Real fast. Tell me about the King of Wands here for Pisces. Because now you need to take the inspired action. Figure out what are you doing next. One more shuffle here. Thank you. King of Wands, clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. What do you want, my darling? Where are you going? I think that's what you need to figure out. Nine of Swords, Page of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Again, the Queens are reflective in nature. So I would use this week to reflect on what you've gone through and what you want differently. I did a private reading for a woman once. This was earlier in the year. And she was going through a divorce. And her divorce was very similar to mine in that the agreement was they would sell the marital home. And whatever equity was left, they would divide it, amongst one another evenly. And I said to her, well, your divorce is finalizing in 2 months. Like, do you know where you're going to live? She's like, no. I would figure out where you're going to live. You have a pretty good idea of what you're getting for the house, right? Because it's currently for sale and you have agreed to an offer that you received. And the buyer's now going through the motions of going through the closing process to purchase your home. So you have an approximate idea of how much money you're going to have. You need to be out of that house in 2 months. I understand you have everything packed. I said to her, that's fantastic. At least you're not waiting till last minute to box up stuff. But where are you going? When you fill that U-Haul truck or that moving truck with all of your items, where are you driving away to? She said, I have no idea. I'm like, well, you got 60 days to figure it out. That's kind of the feeling I have here. Like, I'm not saying you have 60 days, but when that world card is happening for you because it's different for each of you, but it's coming. If this message is resonating for you, it's coming. Don't wait for the day, figuratively speaking, when the U-Haul truck is packed up, that moving truck is packed up, and you don't know where the heck you're driving it to. So there's something here. As the Queen of Wands energy, I know that you are existing now, kind of day-to-day survival, tactical mode, kind of Queen of Wands, because I just got to get through today. But what the heck are you going to do tomorrow when this thing closes out? What do you want your future to look like? Because if you don't figure it out, you'll have a bumpy start. I mean, the change is coming. And then if you're very confused because it's moving day, yeah, emotions are going to run high if you don't know where the heck you're driving that truck to. I'm just using this as an example. So I think this is a good week for the Piscean collective. If this message is resonating for you, figure out what are you going to do after this ends. The job, you sell the house, the relationship is over, your contract is up for ABC. Like, what are you doing next? And I don't think it has to be outrageous or crazy, right? Diplomatic. I think it needs to be practical. I think it needs to be fair. But there's an ending coming here for the Piscean collective. I would prepare. Let's get 3 cards here. Closing messages. One more shuffle. Thank you. Closing message. King of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. Again, Queens exist in the present. Kings are future. How do you want to invest your pentacle resources? Based upon what you've learned in the past. What does the ideal 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles look like for you? Don't wait till last minute to make that decision. I think the next 2 weeks will be crucial for you to make this decision. Six of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, based upon your past experiences, so you know the path forward that you want to take. That is what I have for you, Pisces. If you like those messages, they resonated for you, you want to claim all or part of them, maybe just found them to be helpful, please click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And don't forget to check out the description box below so you can learn more about how you too can become a time traveler. Until I read for you again, I hope you have a fantastic week. And as always, my darling, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. I'm just rolling over here to grab another deck of cards. I missed last week's reading for all of you, so I wanted to close out this reading with bonus angel messages for you. Angel message for the collective, 17. The quality of work you can produce when you're going at it alone is almost unbelievable. You are as independent as you are ambitious. You are capable of performing every step of the way with efficiency, focus, and skill. This week, collective, you are independent. Message from the universe. This new chapter in your life will require a new way of seeing things and a new way of seeing yourself. You can't continue to see and interpret things with the same understanding that you have had until now. No matter what you face or how you feel, see it all from a higher perspective. Message from your spirit guides. Patience. You're being asked to practice patience right now. It's not an easy thing to do, but you are strong, and there's a reason why things are not aligning in the way you want them to in this very moment. Have patience that everything will eventually work out, because it will. Message from Archangel Michael. You're ready for more. Card number 40. Your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes that you have been contemplating. This could be in regards to career and finance. It could also be in respect to love and romance. So something is changing here for the collective. Some new chapter here is brewing. You're on the precipice of something new. Moonology card here for the week. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Something here about moving forward into this new chapter boldly and bravely, because you're ready for more. The collective is ready to grow, ready to expand, ready to learn more, ready to get out there, ready to be creative, ready to confront their fears. Like, it's different for all of you, but you're ready. Okay. First card out. Two of Wands. We're at the Y point. It's like we need to now patiently wait for the Three of Wands where we can move forward. Two of Wands, Judgment, and the Chariot. Well, the new beginning is going to come in fast. Six of Wands. There's our Leo energy. We have Six of Wands. We have the Emperor, and we have the Magician. What the heck do you want your next chapter to look like? This is the week to figure it out so you can begin manifesting it. As the emperor of our lives, right? We're all the emperor and empress of our lives. The emperor and empress take care of their kingdom. Well, your kingdom is your life and everything in it. Your pets, your plants, the people in your life, your job, your business, your partner, even if it's just you. How are you going to protect it? How do you want to see your kingdom grow? Kingdoms historically that survive are the ones that grew. They expanded, for good or for bad. What do you want your next chapter to look like? You're now at the Y point. This is the week to start planning for the future. This is the week to discover what it is that you want 2026 to look like. This is the week to learn something new. This is the week to start working on your future progress so you can make the judgment call and say, yep, this is the direction I'm going in, or this is what I want to do, or this is what I want to learn. Because once you make that decision, boy, it comes in fast. This is the fastest card in tarot. And at that point, you're well on your way to success. Tell me about the Two of Wands here for the collective. The Two of Wands is the first decan in Aries, and Aries is the Emperor energy, right? The Emperor is ruled by Mars, and Aries is ruled by Mars. And that's the god of war, so to speak, god of action, right? So before we can take action in that Three of Wands, which astrologically is the sun in Aries, we need to figure out what we're doing. And so as a collective, we need to figure out what we're doing, what's next. And whether we're coupled or partnered is inconsequential to the reading. The decision we need to make has to be ours and ours alone. We need to be very independent-minded when we make the decision in respect to this new chapter. And I think for a lot of us, we're talking about 2026 here. Tell me about the Two of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Seven of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Four of Wands. It's changing a timeline. And it's learning something new. Getting ready to learn something new, to expand our horizons. If we stay stuck and stagnant, we will be Seven of Swording another year. We will be sabotaging ourselves. And it doesn't mean we can't move forward, but we will be losing time. This is not the time to kind of sit on our hands. Otherwise, we would be sabotaging this new opportunity. Judgment. Tell me about why Judgment is here. We have King of Swords and Page of Swords. Seeing things very clearly, being decisive, being logical, and being very independent. The Kings are very independent in Tarot. Very independent-minded. Tell me about Judgment here for the collective. One more shuffle. Thank you. Judgment is clarified by the Knight of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. You now have the second fastest card in the deck. So after this defeat here that you've had, this loss, whether that's emotional or financial, how do you want to move forward? Because you can't sit, I mean, you can, you have the divine gift of free will, but why would you want to? Why would you want to spend another year or a good portion of the next year sitting in the Five of Pentacles, feeling not good enough, or isolating yourself from the world, isolating yourself from new opportunities? The Chariot. Tell me about this. So change is coming here. Tell me about the Chariot here for the collective. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Chariot is clarified by the Magician, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Devil. I kind of like this. Three of Wands and the Page of Wands. Like, this is literally the time to do this. Now, sometimes we look at the Devil in Tarot and we're like, oh, that's talking about toxicity. But it depends what it is being clarified by. And right now, this is being clarified by Three of Wands to the Page of Wands. Well, the Devil signifies Capricorn energy in Tarot. And like every zodiac sign, Capricorn is high vibe and low vibe. And the high vibe of the Devil card, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, is looking at the long-term goal of something, being patient with that long-term goal and being dedicated to it, obsessed with the success of the plan, the goal, the wish, the dream, and moving forward towards it. So I don't know what this is for you. It's different for all of you, so you know what it is. There's something here closing out or changing here in your life as we're nearing the end of 2025. You now have about 3 weeks to figure out how do you want to start off 2026. And it needs to be a decision that you're making, free and clear and independent of anyone else's opinion. Because the collective is being pushed to grow, pushed towards success. And when it comes to that Devil to the Three of Wands, you get to decide what that Devil is. Is that going to be a high vibe Capricorn or a low vibe Capricorn? Because a low vibe Capricorn will be that Seven of Swords. I do nothing. I say stuck. I say stagnant. You have the divine gift of free will, collective. You certainly can stay there. But doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome is the very definition of insanity. And I don't think you're insane. But I do think you're a little scared. I think there are some fears, doubts, and reservations. But I think you're up for the challenge. And I think confidence here is your key to success. I wouldn't sit too long in the Five of Pentacles. But I would start figuring out, what does the Ten of Pentacles look like? Because once you can figure it out and you start moving towards it, it comes in very quickly as we come into the new year. And look, it's not going to be easy. The Ace of Pentacles, they're clarified by the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is achievement, but it's hard achievement. We have to work for this. It doesn't just land in our lap. We have to create it. We have to go out there and find it. We have to nurture that pentacle. We have to invest in the long term. We have to be high vibe Capricorn energy and be dedicated that that Ace of Pentacles that we're creating or going out and getting, we will have sustainable results only if we put in the sustainable effort. And that's how we get to the Ten of Pentacles. So I would be patient with yourself right now if you're not sure what to do or what direction you're going in. Change is scary, I know, but you have a decision or lots of decisions to make right now. And I would use this week to start that process. And it's okay to get advice and opinions from, your friends, your loved ones, people online. But at the end of the day, the decision needs to be yours and yours alone. Can we get 3 final messages here for the collective? Thank you. 3 of Cups. I was just saying friends. It's okay to turn to friends and family and community, online community, 3D world community, to get ideas or get inspiration. But at the end of the day, the decision is yours and yours alone. Look how this came out. It's okay to go to friends, 3 of Cups. It's okay to go to family, 6 of Cups. But at the end of the day, 3 plus 6 is 9, and 9s are singular. And at the end of the day, it is your choice to make there with the Lover's card on how you want to move forward. 6 of Swords. That is what I have for you, collective. That is your message for the week of December 7th, 2025. If you liked any of those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And don't forget to check out the description box to learn how you too can become a time traveler. I hope you all have a fantastic week. And until I can read for you again, blah, 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 if I can get the words out right, until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.